Okay. I just know you're streaming.
Now people can hear you.
Hi, chat.
I can't.
He messed up,
Alrighty.
chat. He messed up.
Oh,
bad.
we started?
Shame him, chat. Shame him.
I think it's safe to warn everybody that it's at least 35 Celsius. So I would more than likely be somewhere else trying to not die from overheating.
Oof. Have fun.
Okay.
I'm sorry, can you use an acceptable unit of measure?
What is that?
It's 90. It's almost 90.
I think that's like
It's been
80,
90 all you fucking week.
80 or 90 something, I don't know. It's hot. It's
What
hot,
Celsius did you say?
and I'm in the Caribbean, so
30.
it's also humid.
30?
So
He's
I'm
like in
going
30s.
to die.
That's about 80 degrees. When I was in Italy, it was like 32, and that was about 90 or something, so it's high 80s.
Well, my point is that I may just die in the middle on live Twitch from overheating, so I want to not do that.
And that'll kill the channel.
So I don't want to do that, so I may just be somewhere else. Just
I mean, they care if
wondering.
people die on Twitch. They don't care if rappings die, not people. Ouch!
Alright then.
Some people get shafted, I swear to God. Just shafted.
Hey, he's the one who picked that ab. He literally in the name.
Get so many F's if we had viewers. We have none, so you won't get any.
Yeah, this
We have
mods just ignore this whole.
Hey, Killjoy's here.
Hey, Killjoy.
Hey, Killjoy.
You missed a lot.
Hello.
Oh,
She
look,
said
thank you,
hello
Lucky,
like
for
50
your 7
times.
month subscriptions.
Aw.
Don't worry, Vlog will fill the Twitch chat with at least
I
5
see.
Fs.
Yeah.
I simp to Orbita.
Oh, but you don't simp to me.
No.
I don't have a subscription for fucking.
No.
It is due.
You don't get it.
It's due.
Due.
It's like taxes in here.
Yes.
My simping to you is just leaving your channel up in another tab so it feels like you have a viewer account.
You know, I'm more than happy with that. You're actually helping me a lot more than you know with that.
I know.
Yeah,
That's why
guys,
we're
this
doing
is
it.
Because every
annoying.
time I run an ad, you give me revenue.
Actually,
So what you're saying is spam that
affiliate
red.
doesn't get.
Achilles,
That's
Exorcist is in the waiting room.
We know we get a little bit from it.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, X.
What up?
No, I'm just listening in.
I
Sorry.
know. You're good, dude.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, guys, a lot happened. Well, a lot happened and not a lot happened last session. Who wants to take me through the playback?
I mean, I can. Everyone else wants to give a separate opinion.
I wasn't here.
What's up?
Hey, Killjoy,
So-
what happened?
Killjoy took us a
You
deep look at
obviously
what happened.
watched what happened
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the stream.
yeah.
Yeah, Killjoy,
so-
you're supposed to be watching the VODs.
Yeah, no, I watched it. Yeah, so
Alright,
what
tell us
hap-
then.
What happened was Achilles played GM,
Right.
and then he provided a lot of detail and questions for you guys that you all had to react to. And Hitudi
Yeah.
did the best damn job I have ever seen. That was the best I've ever seen out of you, Hitudi.
Oh, you forgot one vital thing, Killjoy. You forgot Vakin and Tiger's illegitimate love child came out of the woodwork.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
What?
Yeah, you can't forget about that bit. That's the best
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I forgot.
He's
that.
he's
Yeah,
somehow
how could I forget?
he's somehow the other lost Primarch.
That doesn't sound about right, but that does not
Thanks,
sound right.
Killjoy.
He's completely his blood is completely replaced with recaf and rage.
So he's essentially a
Yeah,
blood
let's
angel.
actually have someone know what they're talking about.
That's just a core night on a
I'm a
Monday
trash
No,
morning.
I think
person.
that was just on the spot right there.
Why'd you put me? You know, I'm not good on the spot. Why would you guys do that?
No, that was spot
'Cause it
on.
was
I think that's
entertaining.
all we need. That's all the recap we need, guys. Let's continue.
Okay, yeah, let's continue. Actually,
So-
no, I need it, please.
Okay, so I'll go through the recap, and Achilles, if I miss anything, you can tell me.
Yeah, sure.
So we kept it. After some shenanigans happened, we realized that their term for processing meant they put you in a machine and you become one of them. We through some diplomacy were able to convince them not to integrate our people that they had. We then talked with Archangel itself as Archangel Prime. Realized what it was. In order to tried to get it to both a feedback loop and assess its level of its AI lethality. And in order to leave the planet, we had to agree to one of our boyos getting a thing stuck in his brain that allows Archangel to monitor what we're doing, or well, at least what he's doing.
It's in his neck.
Which
Yep.
one was the boy?
He's connected to his brain. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. He's going to go boom.
Who
It's
got
not
the
white matter in the
chip?
brain.
Little baby
So-
Inquisitor man.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
additionally for that, we got a STC
Bless you.
fragment and the Sky Fortress and some Skitarii. I think we got to man it, and a fuckload of Volkite weaponry.
Oh,
So yeah, you guys all managed to arrive to meet the Master of Puppets, which is a silica animus that calls itself Archangel. Learning that it was essentially a AI
Trying to
construct
output
from
Ace V3, yes.
from the Dark Age of technology, or just before the Dark Age of technology. That's not exactly clear. Learning that it calls itself Archangel, and that it was a Silica Animus specifically designed around the purpose of protecting humanity, or preserving humanity, as it describes its directive to be, with the secondary directive of eliminating all hostile enemies of man. You learn that it basically does this by preserving, quote unquote, humanity in the form of some sort of machine by ripping the consciousness out of a biological human being and preserving it inside the automaton that seemed to be staffing the facility. And that it decided that the logical step to destroying the enemies of man is basically eliminating all biospheres. For those of you who do not know what a biosphere is, essentially any sort of environment that is capable of sustaining life.
Earth. But
For example,
is
like
not here.
Earth.
Yeah.
Considering,
Terra.
I will say, considering it's fighting the orcs, and the orcs were designed to be able to turn a barren rock into a viable jungle of spore boys. Not the smartest. That wouldn't really work on them.
Well,
but we
the thing
didn't
is
tell
that
them
you don't necessarily know what level of eradication that it decides to go about.
It did like the idea of exterminatus, so
Thus, you guys basically engaged in a mental gymnastics of logicking the logic engine, and essentially arrived at you were able to quote unquote escape by basically allowing Kaladin to be implanted with a chip that would either kill him or allow him to live, so long as you guys agree to allow the Archangel AI to remain. In return, you guys are given everything that you guys were wanting. You do have one of the Sky Fortresses, as well as one of the bulk carriers to move it from planet to planet. You are given a small contingent of Skitarii to help defend and staff the Sky Fortress. You are given the weapons and ammunition that you requested. And the Archangel AI has agreed to allow the Forge to continue its production to aid the Imperium, as it sees that its goals and your goals are similar, may not be to the same degree, but similar enough to where it can allow you guys to continue to work. Thus, you guys arrive back upon your ship. You're essentially alone now, with nothing else but other to each other, and are safe for the time being. Which is where we pick up. You guys arrive back at the hangar of the Unrelenting Fury, so let me go ahead and move us over to that map. Boop.
Beauty. Look at her. Look how beautiful.
You're back on board the second Phalanx flagship, the Unrelenting Fury. You disembark the Thunderbird or the Valkyrie, whichever you guys came in on. Some of you came in one, some of you came in the other, and you step off, and you find yourselves alone. There are some minor menials that are around, basically doing upkeep duties, but for the most part, you guys are alone with each other.
Ew.
You see as Inquisitor Hituni disembarks, a wave of exhaustion seems to overtake her. She tells you guys that she'll be in her quarters if you need her, and leaves all of you to your own devices as she leaves the area.
Who physically has the STC fragment? Was it taken back after I verified that it was what we asked for?
I mean, I would assume that you and Kaladin both kind of were the ones that kind of held it, so to speak. So I would assume that you were basically given it, and then he took it back.
Okay.
User was moved to
I'd
your
want to put it in
channel.
the tech vault.
Okay. Kaladin,
so
would you allow him to have the STC?
No.
No. Okay. Kaladin is holding onto it. You'd have to pry from his cold dead hands.
Inquisitor Kaladin, I would request that the SCC be given over so it can be turned into the tech vault so it is secure.
It'll be secure with me.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let me reiterate. To make it safe, you go into combat missions. If you die, I don't want to have to go through your corpse to find where you shoved an SCC fragment inside your fleshy bits.
Thank
I
you,
walked
Chris
away.
Thunderbolt.
That STC, if a viable STC, is worth more than this whole battle barge we sit on, please allow it to be stored in the tech vault.
I will note, Templar, upon your investigation of that STC, it is an SEC fragment, mind you, so it's more or less just the blueprints. It doesn't actually give the breakdown of technology to arrive at the object, but the technology.
User joined your channel. User disconnected from your channel.
Preliminarily, can judge that the STC fragment or the STC fragment itself, the Imperium has the technology to build what this is. Some parts may be a lot more difficult to acquire than others, but it is viable technology. It also, strangely enough, is a development, as this particular pattern of Air Fortress, or Sky Fortress, excuse me, does not exist. It cannot exist. Nothing like this has ever been built or constructed. The Sky Fortresses that you witnessed on Rhagadan initially are much larger, much more heavily armed and armored than the one that this STC depicts creating. You can ascertain, you can infer that it is a smaller pattern that previously has not existed before, and that it more or less is what is the design that Kaladin had originally asked for in the mental gymnastics that you guys were engaging in with the Archangel AI. A further inference of this is that this Silicon Animus is capable of producing STCs of technology that has been long lost. you can, given your experience and your particular speciality, you could probably wager that the Silka Animus, its data stores possess information in I guess you could say, it possesses the information lost from the Dark Age of technology.
Okay.
Ow.
That's good to know. Dark Age of technology level stuff.
Oh god.
Jesus Christ, Jackal.
I'm sorry. I thought I had myself
Boy.
muted that second time.
Or the first, or the second time.
Moving on, guys.
So I got that. Is he
Doesn't. Oh,
so,
continue.
Inquisitor, are you going to hand it over for the tech vault?
No.
It is the belief of our chapter, Tech Priest, and I understand your need for protection of fragments of technology. But it is belief of the chapter that the one who does the work to get it
User in your
does
channel
have
timed
control
out.
over it. I believe we can trust the Inquisitor, as he is a member of the Inquisition, to hold it, though I do ask you, Inquisitor, to not bring it with you in any form of battle, and keep it safe somewhere on the ship. Until we reach the main fleet at some point, if you are okay with that.
Perfect, fine.
And I do ask you that the Tech Priest, you work with the Tech Priest on the knowledge of it, as he was there and he was present. So do work with him on his viewage, if need be, of the piece. But again, the ownership belongs to you.
It certainly does.
Does this appease you, Tech Priest, Inquisitor?
It appeases me. However, I would like to reiterate that until it has been combed through to make sure Archangel is not present on the entity, that it is not given to another Forge World.
This is viable. I believe it would be a long period of time until we make a trek to such location.
That should be plenty of time. That hopefully should be enough time.
Librix,
GMs, does
you
Archangel respond?
Other than a strange feeling of somebody looking over your shoulder, it doesn't seem to communicate with you, Calvin. Librix, you do know that there is not another Forge World in this subsector. Just information.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from John, Frank, Mad, or
I was just letting them finish up before everyone else could.
Or we're not doing this in natural water.
Well, all I know
You
is
guys
John's
are
gonna get
standing.
something to eat.
Okay.
Because, he probably hasn't had really anything to eat ever since the capture. Maybe
He's gonna be
like, a little bit,
keeping
but he's gonna be
quiet,
hungry.
considering circumstances.
Fair enough.
F.
Well, if we're allowed to do things, yeah, Gums is just gonna just waddle off a celebratory lunch. He didn't die. His comrades.
Die, so he's gonna celebrate by
He didn't
eating.
die. His comrades didn't die. That's enough for a celebratory meal. But any excuse is good for a meal.
I'm going
Emmy's
to
gonna
follow Gums
follow.
and make sure there's not another demon in the kitchen.
Emmy's also gonna follow.
Alright, I
Gums.
totally forget about that.
Exorcist. Excuse me. Sorry. Keith. Keith follows you guys, but is uncomfortably quiet.
It's because of the loss of Caitlyn.
Correct. Those of you who were there remember that. Speaking of Exorcist.
Error. User was moved to your channel.
Following the loss as you guys were exiting the forge itself, one of the automaton classified that its former identity was of the Imperial Guardsman known as, or Guardswoman known as Caitlyn. But you guys find yourselves back to the Astartes mess hall. You are provided with a sustaining but bland meal of a unflavored protein, an unflavored carbohydrate, and water.
Can Gums exploit the permissions given by the Reclusiarch that he can cook his own meals?
I don't know about exploiting them, but you are given permission to actually produce a meal.
Yeah, well, that's
if you remember, with supervision.
With supervision, quote unquote, sure, whatever.
Maximilian is actually in there and was in the middle of making the meal for the Reclusiarch. So supervision is had, and you may go ahead and make your roll if you would like. I'll give you plus 15 for your elation currently. Gums.
Wait, what?
You burn your meal.
No. I don't want to
re-roll the food. It's like, no, I want my food.
Okay. Go ahead and reduce one.
I have a reputation. Sorry.
Yeah.
You got a
reputation.
Spend one of your fate points and you may reroll.
What?
Oh,
you
no. Reroll.
That's awful.
Bird food is better.
This session is already the worst one.
Oh, no.
Really?
Maximilian is kind of like off to the corner as he has begun to watch you prepare the food. And
Maximilian sabotaged my meal.
Like cooking my
he speaks up for a second. Mutant, you should flip that meat. Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind.
Silence! I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
He's supposed to be smoking like that.
So, you lose track of time. The protein slabs, excuse me, because you make enough for everybody, for all of your party.
God.
But the protein slabs are burnt. The carbohydrates, the carbohydrate wafers are way over seasoned, and the water is water. You can't fuck up water.
He burnt the water.
You burnt the water. But you are in too good of a mood right now, Gums, to even believe that you have fucked up your food. Because, mind you, burnt food or burnt meat can still look and smell as though it is unburnt. In which, of course, you know better. As you present your meal to your friends, with the biggest smile on your face.
Yeah! Come on.
Yes, it is exactly like that, Killjoy.
Hold on, I'ma just make a quick roll. Like the service sprinkles on top of it all.
Emmy is going to attempt to eat it.
Okay. Roll me a toughness check. There is no modifier to this because it's mainly just how well can you stomach burnt food.
Hey,
Nice.
wake up.
Good thing I don't eat food.
Listen here, you're automaton.
So,
Emmy's just
years of
Nutrient patient test.
years of being on the front lines of battle and having to eat pretty much what is like the armpit of food in the Imperium during times of war, you can actually stomach this food, but you know
And like it.
it ain't right. It ain't right.
Guys, you know what? Because John is very tired, he would also eat the food unless Emmy reacts in like a oh, this is disgusting type way.
The look on
Apparently
Emmy.
she thought it was good.
The look on no. You didn't think it was good. You're just able to stomach it.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean you can act like it was good.
Emmy's gonna act like it was. She's like, rubs her stomach.
Yeah.
Wow, Gums, this is it's not your best, but it's food. Emmy's gonna give him a thumbs up.
It sure is food, she
Gun's
says.
gonna cut his head. What do you mean it's not the best? Of course it's not the best. It's missing all the good ingredients. I have to use whatever's in the kitchen.
Well, that's obviously why. I mean,
So,
it's the best of what you could do for now.
John, give me a toughness roll as well, please.
You're gonna get poisoned, bitch.
Wait, you were saying.
Emmy's gonna look over at him and watch his reaction.
Let's be honest, John has
John,
smirk on her face.
it's been a couple days since you ate. The food isn't the best, but it's sustenance and it's food.
Gum just kind of sits down. For once, since he's talking to that tech priest, people's actually they've actually eaten something he's made, and he takes a bite of. He takes his bite out of his
own cooking.
Cuisine, his exquisite cuisine creations.
Oh no!
No, he also does. I don't want.
Yeah, now
oh
you
my
get
God,
to
he actually made it.
So,
Gums.
Wanna try it?
It's not the best, but it is food.
Gum just kind of smacks his lip, and he kind of pokes the meat, the protein slab a little, and he's a bit confused, but he just kind of shrugs and just blames it on whatever kitchen ingredients they have.
Just blames the kitchen ingredients.
since I've
What do you expect from him?
since I've seen 3 people eat so far and they're not vomiting horribly, I'm gonna
Oh no!
try it as well.
We're all gonna get food poisoning.
Frank's gonna try it. Why not?
Oh my gosh, he made it! He made it too!
Man marker. It's a little difficult to stomach, but it is
50
food.
people are gonna try it, and like
Wait,
the last
Man
guy.
Marker has 60 toughness.
Frank.
What?
Frank, you don't know what the fuck is wrong with all these people. This is fucking awful.
What? Okay, I've had one bite of that. I'm not touching that. Don't know who you guys are, what you eat. Clearly, it's not for me. Not
We've
for me.
obviously been
Frank's
infected
like,
by
I've
the
had
concealer
worse,
cult.
or I've had better. Tiger, you gonna try it?
No. I'm not there right now.
Oh yeah, okay.
He's probably in the Reclusium, or whatever it's called.
No, he's in the hangar with the other.
I mean, he can make his way over there.
Yeah.
Come on, Tiger, make your way over to the mess
Tiger
hall.
Vakken, Liebrecht, Cal, are all in the hangar right now, discussing the nature of the STC. Until somebody tells me otherwise.
Hey, Vakken, you want to go to the command room?
Oh, the mess hall.
Yes, Recluse Rock. I do want to talk to Robin about the information he provided while we were shipbound.
Okay. So you guys hand back up to the command deck, the ready room of the command deck. And who are you looking to be there?
Octavian, the person we had a conversation with before, on our radio. As we're going back up towards the ship.
That's fine. Octavian is there. He, still helmed, is staring intently at a hollow image of the planet itself. Reclusiok. Apothecary. This is not good.
No, it is not. I've thought about your previous idea, and I believe it is the best course of action at this time.
You got to remind me, what was the idea?
Let us throw the wah at it. Or other way around, I forget which.
Oh, that discussion. Okay. Indeed.
Remember, it was all Octavian's idea.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Indeed. What we could do is we could one of the lesser crewed ships of the Crusade can be sacrificed. I think if we are clever enough, provide enough information for the current WOG that inhabits part of the subsector to find its way to this forge world. If the Silka Animus is as powerful as it claims to be, the forge world shouldn't fall, and it should at least be distracted enough with the numbers.
Maybe we should tell both parties of each other's involvements. It would be wise to tell the AI of the Orc Wa and maybe embellish its strength a little bit so that it prepares its weapons instead of quote-unquote saving its people.
Such decisions are not mine to make, Recluse Yark.
I am in favor of this course of action, Recluse Yark, though it despises me for us to be stuck between a intelligent machine and relying on these vile beasts.
Well, we can always trust that the Orc Xenos will spur towards any fight, of course.
If it is one thing you can trust those greenskins to do, it is fight.
Indeed.
I believe that is a current course of action of slowing the AI down. To figure out how to solve this problem, I would have to ask our father. I regret to say that at this point in time, I have no clue on how to stop it completely without the force of the Legion.
I do recommend that we return back to the Crusade with all haste. Or at the very least, inform Father as to our findings.
Are we able to send a augur reading down to the planet one last time, if that would bother them too much, just so we have more information to bring back about their capabilities? Or do you think they would take a augur reading as a hostile intent?
Our augur arrays have already surveyed the planet itself. It is difficult, I admit, to discern what is biological and what is fully mechanical. The Mechanicus do enjoy their automatons, apparently as the Silicon Animus does as well.
It worries me about by the time we return, we may come to find this planet fully under their control.
Plot a course to the main fleet. Send an astropathic message to the Primarch. We shall inform the AI of the WA before we leave, but for now, this is our course of action.
Very well. The Fox transmission will be on the bridge at your earliest convenience. He bows slightly to Recluse Yark and exits the room. You are left to your own devices.
Octavian truly is a man of few words, Recluse Yark, but each of his words hold meaning. I am glad he is stuck with us for the long time.
The Recluse Yark is going to be just looking at the war table with a hand on his chin. Yes, he is. His advice is well worth it.
Liebrecht and Kaladin, you are left to your own devices. How would you like to proceed?
I'm gonna head to the gym, sparring area, fight room, whatever the Space Marines call it. Fight room sounds about right.
Okay.
Fight club?
The Blood Bowl.
The Fight
Blood Bowl.
The training arena, sure.
The
So-
bloody pit of blood.
As you
That's its nickname.
As you leave the hangar and begin to make your way to the large open area, which usually is held for on a battle barge, would usually hold like the cathedral on the ship to the God Emperor. In stark contrast, I mean, you've been aboard some of Astartes' vessels in the 10 years of time that you've been with the Inquisition, following the events of No Galaxy for Old Inquisitors, and you leaving the side of Lord Inquisitor Decius Amiel Coldsmith von Dunedain. You've seen Astartes' vessels. Most of them have a very large, elegant, ornate cathedral to the God Emperor of Mankind. Instead, the Astartes of the Second Legion have large fight rings, some with sand, some without, and many different sparring matches happening all at once. Of course, towards the far edge of it, there is a stained glass, almost monument, illuminated by the outside light of the void of the God Emperor of Mankind, and of course of their Primarch as well. It seems that the members of the Second Legion honor the God Emperor through the greatest gift that he has given them: their ability to create violence. You look around, there's a couple of rings that are open. There are also plenty of rings that have active fights happening all at once, and you can hear the large battle, the cacophonous battle cries of the Astartes as they basically fight each other to near exhaustion. What would you like to do?
Train.
What would you like to train?
Just fight with them.
Okay.
A sparring match.
Yeah. So after a few bellowish laughs at your puny size, a few of them actually agreed to allow you to take them on. How would you like to fight? Armed, disarmed?
Armed.
Oiled, unoiled.
Oiled, non-oiled, armor,
They are
no armor.
Greeks.
Okay, fair enough. We'll roll this off. Let me just grab a random here. Yeah, sure. We'll use that one. Oh,
Like, yes, we will use this one to kick your ass.
There's no stats.
I
on
mean,
this
you
one.
almost got your ass
I'm
kicked
an
by a
idiot.
guardsman.
So yeah, we'll use this. We'll use this particular one. Go ahead and just give me a weapon skill check. XL to explain, it's a battle barge, so it's large enough to hold a cathedral rather than just a regular chapel. Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Because I rolled a perfect 80, I guess that's a balance for what I was rolling before. You go a few bouts, and this particular younger-looking Astartes, you basically are able to hold your own in a sword-on-sword fight, before managing to pull off a perfect feint. Excuse me. And throwing him off balance just enough to put him at a necessity for him to actually essentially tap out, right? Your silver edged sword straight to his neck. He gives kind of a wry smile, nods, and agrees to your winning, essentially. Alrighty. Liebrecht.
With everyone leaving, he's gonna go to where the new stuff that was set up is being processed. Make sure it's getting processed properly. No guardsman is trying to steal, or Ratling specifically is trying to steal any weaponry or equipment.
As the last cargo hauler drops off the last, for lack of better terms, crate of supplies, disembarks, and the hangar doors begin to close. You take stock. There are hundreds, and more like thousands of Volkite Chargers, Volkite Serpentinas, and the necessary universal battery packs that they use for ammunition. There are a couple of actual heavy weapons in here as well. It would seem that the AI has kept to its word, mostly because the AI is incapable of lying. And the Crusade has indeed been blessed with Volkite weaponry, true to what this Forge World is capable of producing. It doesn't seem like anybody is bold enough to attempt to steal. The Ratling is nowhere to be found.
Right. Once everything he's heard all of it's good, he's going to he's just gonna submit. He's just gonna prepare the forms to acquire the squad's whatever the squad's allotted equipment is, and he's gonna acquire it.
Okay. You don't know yet, Tiger. That stock hasn't been taken a hold of yet. But that's fine. You can definitely do that. A couple hours go by, and you hear the klaxons go off, and a voice over the PA says, "Prepare for warp excursion." And you can hear as a lot of the shutters begin to closing off even the glass and viewports of the ship, closing off to the void, and as the ship begins to prepare for its long warp excursion. Or depends how long it is. We'll roll and see. Yes, Tiger. I took note of that. That honestly, the message, the Crusade's reply to that message will probably arrive at about the same time that you guys arrive at the Crusade.
Gotcha.
'Tis the nature of astropathic messages. And you feel the strange sensation of the lurching and shuddering of reality as you pass from what is the materium to the immaterium, and as the Gellerfields basically pull a measure of the materium around the ship to protect it. You are all within your warp excursion. So, I will leave it to you guys here. Would you like to basically kind of go through what is going to be...
You cut out, Achilles.
I know, I'm rolling right now. What is going to be 10 months in the warp? Or would you guys just like to tell me what you guys did, and we'll kind of narrate it from there? Don't everybody speak at once.
I mean, I don't mind either way. I have no personal preference.
I kind of want to like act it out. I feel like it'd be fun.
I think going somewhere in the middle would probably work better because 10 months is a pretty long time.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
We could do something like we do a little bit of RP and then we do a time skip, a little bit RP time skip.
Well, that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna actually talk like day 1 I do this, day 2 I do this. No,
Yeah,
it's gonna be kind of like, you know, we'll probably approach it in the way of like
Day 1
you know,
comes Bert to food again.
what do you guys do over the course of this couple of months?
Damn it,
what do you guys
guys.
do over like I'll probably say like a course of like 3 months each.
Okay.
So would you guys like to do that, or would you guys like to just say, hey, this is what I did over the course of 10 months?
I want to do that.
I want to do the blocks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in your first 3 months, we'll start from the top of the list and go to the bottom. Breezy, what does Calden do over the course of the first 3 months in Warp Excursion?
So he would be teaching CQB to anyone who wants it.
Okay. Does anybody take him up on the offer?
Yes.
Frank will.
Okay.
I mean, I'll do. Why not?
Okay. So, much to your surprise, Calden, you see your friendly neighborhood tech priest, Liebert, take you up on your offer.
I wouldn't mind it either.
Okay. Your friendly neighborhood tech priest, take you up on the offer of like CQB training, as well as a couple of your guardsman friends, Mad Marker, Keith, and I think the other one was who else? Somebody else said yes. Oh yeah, and Frank. I'll let you guys kind of act that out because that's actually a pretty good chunk of you guys. So you managed to kind of almost get one of the rings to yourself day by day, Calden. It seems like some of the space rings just kind of gave you your space and let you have one of the rings to yourself, and you kind of get the same ring every single day. So it kind of becomes the local gathering area in the morning time for some of the guardsmen. You do see as Liebert, who doesn't require sleep the same way you guys do, actually managed to be there a little earlier than you every single day. But after he learned that this is pretty much where you're going to be, he begins to be there before you ever get there. A little disconcerting because tech priests can just kind of stand in one place for hours on end without ever having to move and be perfectly fine with that. So you basically are like, you kind of yawn and you know, rub your eyes a little bit as you get there, and then you just kind of like look up and you see a tech priest just standing there, placid face, not even staring at anything in particular, just staring off into space, or at least that you think staring off into space. And then of course the other guardsmen, Mad Marker and Frank and Keith all arrive kind of in a gaggle a couple minutes later.
Gaggle.
So I'm going to ask you guys, did you want to like role play this out? And how would you like to begin, Calden?
I would start out with some of the main basics of using like melee weapons.
Okay.
As it seems, I seem to be one of the only melee characters there is.
This is true.
I would start with the basics.
Emmy's melee.
Would you tell us to bring our melee weapons for this?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I kind of can't use my melee weapon.
Okay, I would provide basic swords then.
Because mine would kind of delete the other melee weapons.
Which I do have.
There are plenty of training swords that a lot of the scout companies that the Scout Company uses, which, as you guys know, are unaugmented Space Marines or Space Marines that are in the process of being augmented, as well as plenty of the chapter serfs use training swords to hone their skills as well.
So yes or no to Brandon?
No, they're provided.
No. Okay.
If
Shame.
you want to train specifically with yours, bring it. If you don't care, then it's not necessary.
His would probably piss you off, Liebert.
Is he going to use melee with his autocannon? Because I think he should.
No,
I don't think that's.
I think all of you guys forgot.
Okay.
All of you guys.
Okay.
I remember what pillow level level 1 is.
That's not level 1.
No, I remember what level 1 is. I remember it's at level 1 is. I remember what level 2 is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't.
Okay. And then you also see John Mason kind of trail behind.
Yeah. I had to go AFK for a quick second.
You're fine.
And my throat's trying to kill me, so I can't really do my voice.
So,
So, I'll let you guys kind of role play that out a little bit. But basically, you can see off in the distance that some of the Space Marines are kind of watching you guys, curious as to what do normal humans do for melee melee combat training, hand-to-hand combat training, and stuff like that.
Cool. I'd start with just basic footwork and swordsmanship. Nothing too crazy. For me, I'm going to be simply just dodging or parrying their attacks as they come at me.
Let's see. Let's have everybody here give me a agility check with a +5, since you're being instructed by somebody who does this on a regular basis.
Wait, don't add the plus, because that's how you get rid of it.
Lamau.
Hey! Somehow. Wait, somehow.
I did not.
By the way, Jekyll, is your
Not a
mic
very
really
agile
loud?
man.
Say again?
It goes up and down. Just turn them down in TeamSpeak.
Yeah, there is no consistency with me.
Double checking.
Oh, your mic's a little messed up.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
A buzzy boy.
Buzz.
It's a bee.
Leave the bee alone.
Me Smart had the same idea. It's a bee. Eh.
Yeah. Sorry. Answering other questions. Okay. So,
User
to be
joined your
expected,
channel.
Kaladin, your first couple weeks in teaching basic footwork, parry and dodge, and how to move when you're in actually in a melee combat situation is pretty much how you expected it. The tech priest attempts to move incredibly skillfully in a way that he has never tried to move before, manages to trip over his robe and fall to the ground. Frank attempts to mimic one of your maneuvers perfectly, and instead kind of stumbles on his own feet and trips over a rock.
Where did this rock come from?
Damn
rock, Frank.
Wait.
No idea where the rock came from.
Whoa.
It's a sand pit.
Can I take the rock?
Yes, you can take the rock.
He takes the rock.
You are the hoarder of this group. I hope you know that.
Frank.
It's
John
my rock
Mason
now.
actually does quite well. It's not perfect. It's not graceful, but he manages to avoid some of your slower attacks. Not bad. Mad Marker. He doesn't trip and fall, but he does stumble and instead, falls into one of your attacks, getting bruised a little bit, but none the worse for wear. But again, he hasn't really skillfully picked up on the maneuvers. So pretty much for all of you, the vast majority of you, you have learned through failure. And then I guess Kaladin, you would move on to attempting to teach other things.
I would be going through that as the main basics to start. And then I would be teaching people after that how to parry and dodge. My next goal.
Okay.
To simply get out of the way of melee attacks.
But I forgot I have a dice rolling app on my iPhone. I rolled a 39.
Okay. And 39 out of, hold on.
I probably think he has 40 or 50. Either or.
For agility? That's impressive.
For Keith, yes, because I'm pretty sure he spec'd pretty decently into it.
As soon as I find what Keith
Don't assume.
I mean, Keith is Solid Snake. Agility is used for stealth, I think.
Out of 45, yeah, okay. So Keith also picks up on the idea of how to dodge. He actually somewhat gracefully dodges. Again, it's enough to serve in the heat of combat, but he's not going to be winning any beauty pageants anytime soon. So the vast majority of the team learns through failure. Some of them learn through actually a good mimicry of the motions. As you begin to teach how to parry and deflect melee attacks, let's get a... Let's see. What was parry under? Weapon skill. Alright, cool. Let me get everybody to roll a weapon skill check. You can add a +5 to this one as well.
Should we just use the parry skill for this?
No, because if you don't have it trained, you'll roll it. That's rolling at a -20.
Oh, okay. Because my parry is actually a lot higher than my weapon skill.
You know, it'd be very funny if I just... You know, it would be a meme if I just burn a fate just for this.
Don't.
I'm not going to. I'm just saying it would be a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, it's a complete waste to burn it. Okay, I'm gonna reroll too because I don't want a 97.
Yeah, if you have parry, you can roll parry. It's trained, but it rolls for the same thing. So one check in parry just basically takes away the thing.
I just say fuck you game. From a 97 to a 98.
I mean, I got a 3, so I don't see the problem.
Holy fuck. Yeah, you did.
I rolled a 98. For fuck's sake.
How do you... Oh, you got a 15. That makes sense.
I also have 2 ranks in parry.
Let's see what Keith has.
Should I roll 2 or am I not there?
You gotta tell me where you are, dude.
I don't know, man. He just woke up.
Alright, so as you begin to teach how to deflect and parry attacks, to your great surprise, Kaladin, Frank seems to master this concept as though he has been doing it for all of his life. And for a moment, you could almost swear that he has probably wielded a sword or a knife or some sort of a blade weapon the entire time you've been here. Or maybe it just comes to him very naturally.
So this is why I have that axe in my room.
John Mason, on the other hand, while his footwork was not too bad, his actual blade work leaves a lot to be desired, as he basically keeps dropping his weapon, or you're able to like just lightly tap the weapon out of his hand. At some points, he attempts to try to strike back when he's not supposed to, and the weapon just somehow ends up on the other side of the room. It's almost like everything is against him.
I mean,
these are friends.
In fact,
you
even
need a sword to
we'll add
die
more
before you
people
get
into
to.
this. As Emmy walks by, she sees it and just laughs out loud at the hilarity that is John Mason's blade work.
Yes.
Hold on. Yes, I do remember I have this. I'm gonna throw the dud. Not even pulling the pen. I'm just gonna throw it at Emmy.
A dud.
Emmy,
yes, I have
go ahead and roll me either dodge or parry, whichever is higher for you, or whichever you would like to do.
I'm not risking accidentally exploding someone, so I'm just gonna throw the dud that I have with me the entire fucking time.
Why do you carry around? Is that a question I want to ask?
Don't worry.
Why don't
about
you
it.
carry around dud grenades?
Just in case, like, I need to talk my way out of shit, I was like, okay, I can use this dud just to bullshit.
You also throw it at someone and they won't know.
So
what
John
you've
Mason.
done.
Can I throw it back at him?
Oh yeah, no, it's like almost like a Jedi, deflecting the laser bolt.
I want to throw it through his body, please.
Deflecting the laser bolt back at somebody.
Play ball.
Your dud
Home run.
all of a sudden goes from flying towards Emmy to all of a sudden flying towards you. And here you are without a weapon in your hands.
Emmy doesn't need that training.
It's like, nope.
As it then lands right next to you.
Oh.
I wanted to hit him with it.
He
I wanted
dodged.
to, like, throw it at him. Aww.
He did successfully dodge, which is the only thing he can do.
Damn it. So close.
Roll the 42.
He just falls in the
Out of a 50
fetal
supplement.
position.
Okay. That's good enough. Yeah. We won't use mine then. So yeah. Then comes up Leobricht. Leobricht and how to describe this?
I mean, I re-rolled the pass, so.
Oh wait, you did. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So there we go. So Leobricht may not be able to move his body too well, but he does show some promise in his ability to wield a weapon. And while the members of the Adeptus Mechanicus are more used to wielding, spears or glaives or axes, he seems to be able to wield what is basically the provided, practice blade, which is a sword, with some degree of skill. And he's able to actually counter some of your attacks and parry others, almost in a mathematical sense, predicting movements, which is only amplified when you actually the impression is only amplified when you get to Mad Marker, who wields a blade nearly as good as Frank does. Again, while he is not really able to move his body, he does seem to be able to move yours and, by definition, your sword with relative ease.
Good work. These are the fundamentals that need to be remembered when fighting in America. This can mean the difference between life and death for you and your compatriots.
You could just say that, Jackal.
No. I'm. That's not what I'm gonna be saying in here. I'm just saying this like out of character.
Oh, okay.
Yes. My character is not going to just say this shit in front of a fucking inquisitor.
No. Equally as well, Keith Garrett actually, much to the same way as Leobricht, shows great promise in his ability to wield a blade. Not quite to the same degree as Mad Marker or Frank, but relatively well. Thus passing the first 3 weeks, all of you guys can add +5 to your weapon skill check.
Hey.
That wasn't bad. I'll go ahead and add it for you, Keith.
My weapon skill is not my lowest stat.
With that training wrapped up, Leroy's just gonna push towards him, do all the squad comms. That the weapons provided for us to replace the las guns are available. I would suggest training with them and certifying on them.
So that is Breezy's 3 weeks. McNull. Or sorry, 3 months.
Weeks or months?
We'll say months. Or sorry,
Oh.
wait.
Yeah, weeks is what you said first.
Sorry, weeks. Yeah, it's 10 weeks in warp travel, not 10 months. What am I fucking saying?
Congratulations.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. All right. McDowell, since you're next in line, what are you doing for your first 3 weeks in warp travel?
Well, first thing I'm doing is I'm going and collecting all the personal belongings of the companions that didn't make it back, and taking them to my room and putting them in a big footlocker.
Nice.
Okay. So you collect the belongings of Crystal? No. Christy?
Caitlin.
Caitlin.
Chrissy was Gum's
Oh, that's right.
companion
Chrissy
that
was
died.
Gums' companion who he
She's also dead.
Yeah. So yeah, you
I
collect
love the music in the background.
You collect the belongings of Caitlin Janice and your companion, which you
Jordan.
didn't.
I
Jordan.
did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
So,
sorry, I was looking on the things.
Ah.
Yeah. So Jordan and Caitlin's belongings are collected and put inside a footlocker.
So from there, break open the last bit of Asmac, or Asmiac, however you pronounce it, autistic.
Amasac.
Amasac.
Asmiak.
That I have, and pour 2 glasses, drink 1, leave the other at the base of the footlocker, and head over to the armory. Or
Okay.
not to the armory, to the nope. Head over to the apothecarium.
You head to the apothecarium and you see a number of apothecaries as well as Vakken basically going about their usual duties.
I don't step in because I'm still banned.
Yes, you are.
So I
So
look
Vakken,
over and
your superhuman senses do pick up a familiar presence that is just outside the doors of the apothecarium.
I'm going to walk to the doors of the apothecarium with them open. I'm not going to step outside the apothecarium. I'm going to put my hand out, face up, flat palmed.
I'm going to
Give it here.
Well, this saves me having to find a seraph to give this back to you. I appreciate you giving this to me. And I'm going to hand him the bolt pistol, no questions asked. Don't worry, I didn't dirty it, and
I closed the door.
Oh, fuck.
Oh!
Oh my god.
And this symbolizes the entire relationship between Nicole and Vakken.
I'm gonna chuckle. I'm gonna chuckle as I walk away. At least I didn't
Well, I
get
was going to say,
this time.
Before you walk away, if you want to, I was going to say I was going to do through a little speaker, little vox on the outside, and kind of say, "You did good this time, Sergeant Major. Don't take the losses to your heart."
I'm gonna walk off.
But
and
you're
say,
still banned.
I'm gonna walk off.
I ship it.
Let's fight. We still have a long fight ahead of us, and then I'm gonna head down towards the mess hall with an evil, shit-eating grin and smile on my face.
Is that your just natural face?
Yes.
the shit-eating grin always everywhere. Like yes.
Your shit-eating grin is always on duty.
To the mess hall.
Alright, you go to the mess hall. A meal is provided of a bland...
No, who's in there? I don't go to eat.
Oh,
Who's in
okay.
the mess hall?
Killjoy is in there, or Emmy is in there.
I guess I get So Emmy is in there. Gums should still be in there.
Is this
John.
post? Or are we still in?
This
the
is still
first
be in the
game?
early. This is still be in the early part because I think McNull is catching up to us right now.
Okay.
What was it? It was Mad Marker, John.
Yep. So most of the
Gums,
guardsmen,
Frank.
are in there. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, I look. Can I roll a perception and see how much Gums have eaten recently?
Yeah, sure.
Are you calling
Keep in
him
mind-
fat? Are you just looking to see how fat he
He's
got?
on a diet.
He should be on a diet.
I
Yes.
want to see if he ate just in the last few minutes here.
Oh, you could
He's a plate
see plainly by Frank's plate that Gums attempted to prepare a meal for everybody that only a couple of people have been able to stomach, including Gums himself.
Only a couple? Excuse me. Only
Frank-
one person didn't finish it.
Frank is basically just staring at this steaming piece of burnt protein slab and a carbohydrate wafer. The water is gone though.
So besides these gentlemen, how many other guardsmen are inside the mess hall currently?
Probably somewhere around 50, 60.
I'm gonna boom up and
Want me
say,
to roll?
Guardsmen, everyone. So a lot of you didn't get a lot of exercise in that last operation, and for that, I apologize. And I'm gonna make it up to all of you. 10 laps around the ship in 20 minutes. Have a great afternoon, and I'm gonna walk out.
Everyone fucking hates you. I hope you know that.
I don't think that's physically possible.
It is
As
not
a battle board-
physically possible.
He's aware. He doesn't care.
So Gum just kind of scratches his chin. Do I count as a guardsman
He's
still?
basically telling them to run around the entire Hab City
I
10 times.
basically told him to run.
You always
to the
made fun of
peak,
me.
yes.
How about no?
He's always made fun of
No.
me.
Frank's gonna get up and actually walk out because this feels familiar to Frank. Walking around the ship. Yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
Here we go.
No.
Here
was
we go
okay.
again.
So
Gums,
that was
after
an order to
remembering-
all of the guardsmen, by the way.
What about no?
Disobeying a direct order from a senior commissioned or non-commissioned officer can
Not
be
good.
punished with a hanging.
No, but you see, everybody, especially the
How about
sergeant,
no?
has treated Gums as I'm human, so he doesn't count.
You're a guardsman.
So I said guardsman. You're in the Imperial Guard. You're a guardsman. It's okay, guys. I'm sure the GMs will give you some bonus to your stamina skills for this. If you
Emmy
ask
counts
them.
wait, does Emmy count as this too?
No.
No, you don't.
No.
Are you a guardsman?
Hey, fuck all y'all.
How about no?
I would
People that
join
this
them
can't
with
apply to.
Baron.
People that this can apply to is Liebricht,
Space Marines and Killjoy.
Liebricht, Tiger, Vulcan, Killjoy, Kaladin.
That's right, bitches. We're rolling
And
with you.
Hatuni, but good luck for anybody to tell Hatuni what to do.
I mean, it's a great way to get a bolt pistol to the head. As she
Hot.
showed.
Yes.
Gums just starts screaming, holding his gut, and fall to the floor rolling.
So is it bad enough that I hear it?
This is in fact 190 kilometers. Okay.
Gums, give me a deceive check.
Gums,
Any
You know
modifiers?
what?
Fool.
I will give you a plus 10 because it's Gums.
Aw.
Hey.
Do I need to roll a
Sergeant
perception to
Major.
see through it?
He's so cute.
That would be an I think that's almost like a inquiry check.
Heck is
Yeah,
that
it would.
under?
Inquiry is
Oh,
under
I
your
see it, I
first
see it.
set of skills.
So I see him
Question.
rolling around on the ground in pain.
Yeah. You know what, Sergeant Major? Gums looks like he's in some real pain.
So
Can
I'm
I,
gonna smile, really big smile. All right. I'm gonna point to the guys who went down and were his squad mates. You now have a carry weight for your jog.
Oh, fuck.
Can I look and see if
You're an
Gums is actually faking it or
asshole.
not?
By the way, I just want to point
Does
this out to
Emmy see
everybody.
this?
Hatuni is right. That is 220 kilometers
Can
to
I get
run.
that in
Yeah,
miles?
20 in 20
I am
minutes.
just going to say no, or at least try to. It's like, no,
The minimum punishment
I'm
for
not going to
refusing the.
kill myself
I just want you to
over running
know,
a ship.
Jackal, the minimum punishment is 20 lashes in front of the entire regiment, and the maximum punishment is death by execution for disobeying a direct order.
I already have disobeyed Nicole once before.
And
That's
that
the
almost
thing.
got you shot at the time. But hang on, hang on.
Achilles, does Emmy see this?
Oh yeah,
Hang on, no,
you're
no,
there.
no.
Oh.
Let me role play this out. So Jackal, you're
Okay.
gonna refuse it.
If you're going to disobey, please roll tar. Yeah, this is one reason why I hate Cadian. And actually, hold on, nope. Because of how much I hate Cadian, no, fuck you.
Yep. So you do not disobey it.
Nope.
He rolled a.
Steve heads out the door, starts running a little bit, and then about 10 minutes in, heads off and starts walking somewhere else.
So,
yeah, no, I'm gonna make it look like I'm going to be doing my shit, but as soon, like, I'm a good distance away, I'm just gonna say, nah, fuck this.
Exactly.
I obviously see the is the Inquisitor in the area here or no?
Inquisitor Hatuni is in her quarters.
All right, so Killjoy's here though, or sorry,
Emmy.
Okay.
Emmy is,
So
Emmy is
Emmy's-
here. Mad
watching
Marker.
it all.
Mad Marker is here. And
So I'm gonna look over to Mad Marker.
Kaladin and
wave
Baron
him
are
over.
here.
Kaladin and Baron are here.
I'm gonna wave over. I'm gonna wave Mad Marker over before he goes on the jog.
Yeah.
All right. Now that they've all cleared out, I'm sure none of them are actually gonna do the running. Go see if you can go with Baron and Emmy and scoop up some ice cream. A lot of them did hard work and didn't actually screw anything up. Give them a nice gift. And with that, I'm gonna walk away and leave.
Meanwhile,
Okay.
While this is going on, after 30 minutes, Reclusiarch, while you are not enjoying your evening meal, you hear the sound of and the heavy breathing of people outside your door.
Wait, where am I?
You're in your quarters. This is like later on.
Right. That's fair.
Yeah. You are because you are a Astartes, you don't enjoy or not enjoy your evening meal.
All right, I would like to open the door.
You open the door to see many Imperial Guardsmen running outside your door and down the hall.
I'm gonna check the comm beads because it's got to be funny as shit for the rest of the guys.
Okay. What do you say?
Brothers, you see, they finally figured out how to get some exercise.
You hear on your shared squad frequency, which is basically you, Octavius, and a couple of other veteran sergeants, and Vakin can respond for himself. You hear a couple of your veteran sergeants and Octavius laughing about how basically the regimental sergeant major walked into the mess hall, shouted at the top of his lungs for all the Imperial Guardsmen to run 10 laps around the ship in 20 minutes, and that apparently nobody has figured out that that's 220 kilometers in 20 minutes, and that not even a space marine can run that fast.
Was the sergeant major aware of the size of this ship before giving the order?
Probably not.
Reclusiarch, I swear if they're gonna do another lap of this, I'm gonna turn on the defense turret outside the Apothecarian. They're making too much noise.
Okay, some of the scouts, please section the running guardsmen to where they cannot go. The Apothecarium is somewhere they cannot apparently.
Yes, Reclusiarch.
Also, keep them away from the command bridge. I will be up there shortly.
Oh no, Reclusiarch, it might make them run faster.
Just had the scouts chase
I
them with
like
swords.
Very well, Apothecary. If you wish, you can ask the Regimental Sergeant Major if he can do some joint training as to assist in firing rights.
Hey, Surf! Surf! Turn the turret on! Yeah, that one. Outside the door. Yeah.
Yes, Apothecary. All of a sudden, you hear the sounds of servos moving back and forth, trying to track the guardsmen.
They're not actually gonna shoot, but it's gonna like make motions to track.
I love it.
Once again, Gums is
Sergeant Major, on your combi, do you hear the Apothecary's turned on the turret? Sergeant Major, help!
I'm going to burst into open laughter over the combi.
Oh my!
And then I'm gonna
Do
say,
out of curiosity, do I get any of this information as well?
hang on. Let me
Probably.
finish. If the
Okay.
Apothecary
Okay.
had turned the turret on to hurt you, you would have already been dead. Just try and avoid the Apothecarian, though. I know his patience is running quite thin with us.
I'm resting a swim, bitch.
And knowing this information and what a previous guardsman got up to when he slipped it, that shall not be named, did when he snuck into places he shouldn't have been, all the tech priest areas are gonna basically also set up their gun servitors to make sure the guardsmen don't go through their areas.
Oh no!
Sergeant Major!
Wait, Achilles. Do we have any of the combat tech thralls, the ones with the crazy whips?
No, I think you actually have
crazy
Castellan.
whips. Wait, crazy whips.
Wait.
Arcoflagellants?
The arcoflagellants. Do we have any of those, Achilles? Can I have some?
I mean, I don't know if you can have some, but I know that there's Castellan.
Chase the guardsmen.
No, Castellans. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
there's Castellan and Castellex, battle automata that guard the engine and void shields of the ship.
Some of the servitors are going to chase the guardsmen who get too close and just going to chase them around the ship.
So all of a sudden, Sergeant Major, you hear, "Oh my God, the mechanic has turned on us! Sergeant Major, help!"
And then you just get and then Liebert just personally dials a Sergeant Major. Sergeant Major, your exercise seemed to be weakening. I dispatched some servitors to provide encouragement.
Oh no! I'm gonna call back. Well, I appreciate that. I do need them to start rallying towards the mess hall in, say, about 2 hours. That should be enough time. So if you could just have your servitors slowly bring the ring in so they think they're running further, but they're actually not, that'd be fantastic.
Understood. We'll seal bulkheads and make them and set their routing.
Gum just kind of yawns.
What do you want to do with those who fall behind and can no longer run? Termination.
No, they actually did their job this time. Just scare them a little bit.
Understood. We'll release Skitarii to deal with them.
So I'm gonna call for Kaladin over the net. Kaladin.
Yes, sir.
I know you have some contraband of the sweet type, both alcohol and sweets. Don't call me a liar. I'm no stupid idiot. That's how you get all the women, am I right?
Who the fuck is this?
Am I wrong?
Hang up.
He hangs up.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna start walking towards his room with an even bigger smile on my face.
What'd I miss?
A lot.
You've missed that everybody's setting up a bunch of gun turrets to encourage the guard to run faster.
Good.
They're being chased now by battle
Gunslinger.
robots,
Skitarii.
servitors, and Skitarii, and Breezy
Oh,
hung
no.
up on McNoll.
Meanwhile, Gum's just being carried. He's just there for the ride.
I thought they took you and said ice cream.
Nope, not yet.
No, so
Oh.
the ice cream's not yet. I'm still trying to get my hands on it, and then I'm going to Kaladin's room.
Hey, McNull, can you roll me an awareness check?
Nice.
I'll give you a plus 20. It's not hard. It's pretty hard to miss.
Oh, God.
Bless you.
Sorry,
You're okay.
I think I missed. Yeah, I don't think I fucking put in the.
Yeah,
Did
you
you
missed
put
it.
a plus?
It's okay.
Mm,
Oh,
it's pretty hard to miss, right?
It's pretty hard to miss. It should be like a plus 20, dude. You don't need to actually put the plus, though.
Yeah, I just put 20 in.
Oh, okay. So,
That's
yeah,
what
you
I
missed
rolled.
it.
Yeah.
Alright,
so you
missed it.
Screw it. I'll spend fate re-rolling. Okay.
You're too busy congratulating yourself on your brilliant idea. You didn't see what is basically a ratling
Right there.
being carried as though he is sitting on a throne of two people.
For now, it's okay.
Anyway, let's see how to bring this to conclusion. 1 hour goes by, another hour goes by. McNull, how are you gonna make this work, dude?
Oh, I said I was heading to Kaladin's room.
Oh, okay. So, a couple minutes go by. Cal, you get a chime on your door.
Baron answers the door.
The door opens, and you see a large jungle cat standing at the door.
I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna get a peek my head inside. Kaladin, I'm here to make a deal with you, and I show him a data slat.
A data slat.
I did a flat.
Slate,
Whatever.
it's okay.
Slate. I'm fucking exhausted. Leave me alone.
No.
So are
No.
you gonna open it, Breezy?
You look inside the room and you see a number of sharp instruments and Kaladin holding a mirror. Add another mirror so you can see the back of his head.
You need 2 mirrors to see your face.
Yeah, to see the
he's
back of
looking
your
at
head.
the back of his head.
His back is to a mirror, and he's using another mirror to see the back of his head.
I see you're oh so interested in this, but you might be interested in this list that I have for you.
What's the list?
The name of every female guardsman and their likes in the regiment.
Bro, that's a knockash money.
That's gonna go to HR.
He is HR.
Nice smile. Who do you think got these reports?
Wow.
I got bigger fish to deal with, son.
Like the Inquisitor? Yes, I'm sure that's going so well. You know, I think she'll appreciate it if you give the guard.
I'm gonna point a very sharp knife at him. No, you fucking moron. Bigger fish to fry like a goddamn explosive in my head.
That. Right, I thought we weren't supposed to talk about that.
I'm not supposed to tell other people who weren't fucking there.
Yes, well, you know, and the door's still open at this point. I don't believe this is a way to have this talk. I don't think your friend here wants me to come inside.
What makes you say that?
Giant cat.
Listen, Caldon, I'll get right to the point. You give me this ice cream, you get a IOU from me. I don't care where you get it from, but these men deserve a victory. They actually didn't die, and they actually got a nice vacation out of this. Some of them. And where we're going next, I have a feeling they're not going to get that. So, it's up to your call if you want to do it or not. Just know it's neither an IOU, or it's a very, unhappy regimental sergeant major.
Me as a player is like, oh no, what will I do?
I know. You as a player, that's like, oh no, what is he gonna do? Me as a player, it's like, oh, I don't give a shit either.
So okay, well, I'll slam the knife down, take a deep breath, and get him a requisition form at that point.
Okay. You have a requisition form for however many gallons of ice cream that it takes to feed what is essentially 2 companies worth of guardsmen.
Ah, right. You also will probably tomorrow morning want to stay out of the hallways, as there's going to be a nice extra long jog too. They can enjoy tonight with all this nice milky ice cream. But let's see if we can get Tiger to turn the heat up for their jog tomorrow.
Ice cream.
Oh boy.
Nicole, did you
What
watch
flavor
Band of
ice
Brothers
cream
recently?
though?
Say it again, Exorcist.
Did you watch Band of Brothers recently?
I did not watch it recently, and actually, that's right. I just realized the scene you're talking about.
You're an asshole.
Funnily, here's the thing. I had that happen directly to me in basic. They forced us all to eat a bunch of sweets and then proceed to punish us for it.
Oh.
Yeah. I remember
Welcome
that.
to the military.
You remember? I remember.
So
you remember? I remember.
I'm gonna leave the data slate on Kaladin's foyer or whatever he has in there, and walk out with my requisition form.
Don't you mean foyer?
Well, fuck off.
Phenomenon.
Alrighty. So, let's go to Lever. Will you roll me a 2d10, please?
You said Lever, right?
Yes. Frank.
Sorry, I got confused because I know you say Lever too, and I keep doing double takes.
No, you're good. You're good. Frank, roll me a 2d10.
That didn't work.
No.
2d10 or a d100?
There we go.
There,
Okay.
6 and a
That's-
2. But just,
There you go.
Trying to make it roll twice.
This is how you do 2d10 for future reference.
Ah, I'm dumb.
Yeah, it was
It's
a
fine.
space. It was a space. It's okay. Alrighty. So 6 and all right. Frank, after breaking off from the attempt to cover 220 kilometers in 20 minutes, running, you begin to wander around the ship. A familiar feeling comes across you, and you kind of get lost in thought. Like, the weirdness of a intelligence that has absorbed what is essentially 8 million minds into it and is housing their collective knowledge, experiences, and memories. That's a weird sensation. It's a weird feeling to having to deal with an intelligence of that vastness. And as you kind of get lost in thought, you begin to find yourself somewhere else. You look around. There are cogitators everywhere. A hollow table in the center of the room has the images of basically what is the status of a ship. You can see it has different highlighted areas, and upon closer inspection, you can actually see the number of 50 or so dots that are basically circumnavigating the entire ship itself. You kind of realize where you are. You're on the bridge of the ship.
Stood to the point.
A somewhat ornate armored Astartes stands at the fore center of the bridge, looking around at all the other Astartes who are managing different stations. You see a number of different Adeptus Mechanicus individuals and menials who are managing their individual stations. And as you kind of turn around, you notice that there are a pair of them that are walking towards you. And with their vox emitters modulating their voice, a low, guttural voice comes over. Who are you? What are you doing here?
The Sergeant Major told us to run around the ship, and they were, was I there for, like, the turrets and stuff?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. And they started trying to use turrets against us, so I kept running, and I came here. I don't know what here is. It looks like the bridge, but, yeah.
This is the bridge, Guardsman. You are not permitted to be here.
Well, if I go back, they're gonna shoot me with turrets.
I do not care. You are not authorized to be here. Leave now.
Alright,
Roll
Frank's gonna turn around.
me a perception check if you're looking for a button.
Alright, looking for a button.
So is looking for a button just a like?
You don't see a button that
ingrained
you can.
instinct?
You don't see a button that you can get to without probably dying.
Alright. I guess I leave then.
Okay. You disembark and you find yourself back onto the circuit of guardsmen who are running around the ship, essentially what is a multi-kilometer circle. You feel the wave of stupidity as all the guardsmen are running around in a multi-kilometer circle, completely ignorant to the fact that you cannot complete 10 laps in this ship in 20 minutes.
I'm gonna go back to my room and process my thoughts.
Okay. You manage to kind of blend in with the group long enough for you to find your way back to your room. Duck in. It's quiet. Simple. There's a lot of pillows. One really big one. Like, bigger than you pillow.
Big of 2 Gs.
Big.
I'm gonna grab it.
There's also a weird axe-looking thing in the corner.
No, it's not in the corner. I'm gonna grab the big pillow.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna notice how heavy it is. And I'm gonna feel it. And I'm gonna reach in, I'm gonna pull out the axe. I'm gonna go, what? Why do I have this? Just kind of chuckle to myself and put it back, and then just start exploring my room.
Okay. I mean, other than the fact that you find you still kept the refractor field, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So, after maybe about 30 or so minutes, you find ornate chain and signet that you then discover actually houses a refractor field, a pillow the size of a human, and the axe that you found just earlier. These are all very strange items, especially for a guardsman to have.
Give me 1 second.
You also... Oh, okay.
I have no idea what any of this means, but I guess it's mine, so...
Yeah. You also find, within your pack that you put aside, some sand. That's kind of weird. It's weird looking sand. God, what the fuck else did you have, Frank?
What color is the sand?
Give me a second. Fuck, where's Frank's character sheet? What the hell? There you are! Alright, what other shit did I give you over the course of this 42
User disconnected
episodes?
from your channel.
Apparently a Hatuni. He somehow got an Inquisitorial Rosette.
Rosarius.
Darius or Rosette. Who knows what he has in there?
Let's see. You got. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you have a sleeping bag full of the sand. That's what it was. You also have a bottle of very old Emisec, a bottle of green sand, and a couple bottles of some really good Emisec. You can kind of actually like smell the top and get a whiff of it. It smells really good.
Am I an alcoholic?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
That's a very stoic yes.
So that's what you spend the majority of your night with before you head off to sleep.
Cool.
In the meantime, Sergeant Major McNull, you have your requisition form. Armed with this requisition form, you can do things. Possibly, maybe. What would you like to do?
Go to the mess hall and turn it into the head mess chief or whatever.
All right, so you head to the mess hall, and the helmed quote-unquote mess chief, which is just, honestly just another chapter serf who happens to be there right now. I guess one of the more senior guys looks at you and, well, Sergeant Major, what am I supposed to do with this?
Well, it's a requisition form, and if you guys have this on this ship, sweet, go ahead and make it. If not, well, then I'll hold on to it and wait until we get back to an actual guard cruiser or ship.
Well, when we took your Imperial Guardsmen aboard, we also got a shipment of ice cream. However, at the behest of the Reclusiarch, it has been locked up and kept out of the reach of everybody. If you wish to gain a hold of it, you must pass it by him first.
Even if it has the Inquisitorial freaking seal on it?
We both know who this came from.
And we both know I am not good with dealing with him.
It is not my place to supersede the orders of our Failing's leader. This is his ship, not mine.
What is the best way to contact him?
I will first try to get a hold of his chapter serf, Maximilian. Through him, you may be able to gain an audience with the Reclusiarch.
Does Maximilian have a Vox on him?
Stand by. You hear as his helmet does a Vox click. Couple seconds go by. He'll meet you outside your room.
Thank you. And I'm gonna walk out.
As you head back to your room, you see a slightly more ornate armored chapter serf standing outside your room. He's kind of has his leg kicked up on the wall, and is typing on a data slate.
I take it you are the seraph for the Ecclesiarch, huh?
Reclusiarch, if you would.
Yeah,
Sergeant
yeah.
Major. Yes, I am Maximilian. How can I help you?
Is there a way I could get an audience with him? I have a requisition form for something he has locked up. I believe it's called ice cream.
The Reclusiarch has just eaten. I can take you to him and attempt to help you gain audience. Now would be better than later.
Yeah, let us go.
He walks you over to what's kind of been sectioned off as like the Astartes only section of the ship. As you walk by, a number of the Astartes kind of give you helmed glances, and you can hear vox clicks go between all of them back and forth. You arrive at a door that looks just like every other door, other than the fact that it says Phalanx Reclusiarch on it. And
Achilles, I'd actually be on the command bridge right now.
Oh,
I would be spending a lot of time outside of food and training out there.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's retcon that. You basically head up to the command deck of the ship. Are you on the bridge, or are you on another part of the command deck?
Probably on either on the bridge or the war table. One of the two. Choose.
Okay. I said that Frank was on the bridge, and you weren't there. So yeah. He basically peeks out onto the bridge, realizes that you're not there, takes the Sergeant Major back over to where the war room is, and Sergeant Major, you're basically led into a pretty dimly lit room, with the only light of the room basically being the hollow table. A image of Rhydgon is basically being cast on the table itself. And basically that's the only light that illuminates the room. It's actually kind of an intimidating sight to see what is basically a silver skull mask of the characterized hoplite helm, and that's basically the only light that shines on his face, along with kind of ruby illuminated eyes, as basically he's just kind of like leaning down, both hands on the table as he kind of stares at the image closely. Maximilian speaks up. Reclusiarch, the Sergeant Major has a request of you.
I look up and look the Sergeant Major to the eyes.
Hello. It has been a while, Reclusiarch. I'm here because I have a request form for the ice cream you've locked up for my guardsmen, and I've been told the only one who can unlock it is yourself.
Reason?
They've done a good job, and I have a feeling a lot of them won't be able to taste it again. To this next zone we're going to. There's no way we get 2 easy zones, if you know what I mean.
Is that all?
Yes.
Leave me. You have your ice cream.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, I just enjoy that so much.
You're not gonna ask him why he took it in the first place?
Fuck
he
no,
doesn't care.
He doesn't care. I don't give a shit.
Pickle doesn't give a shit. Tiger doesn't really give a shit. It all works out.
Yeah, this is the most terrifying thing. You should all be scared at this fact.
So, Maximilian basically leads you out back down to the quote-unquote guardsman section of the ship. As he leads you back to basically what is the mess hall, which the mess hall is almost like the neutral point of the ship. It marks the area that the guardsmen have been basically kind of sequestered to, and the rest of the ship that's basically allowed for the Astartes. The chapter serfs all basically exchange a short vox communication with each other, and you see as they approach one of the massive refrigerant, almost like, I guess it would be almost like a large walk-in closet, like the one large refrigerator units that has a coded padlock on it, essentially. As it open up, you see gallons upon gallons upon gallons upon more gallons of 40k version of ice cream.
Grox cream.
Yeah.
Frozen Grox cream.
So I'm gonna call over the Vox to... Oh shit, I keep forgetting what your name is, Tech Priest guy.
Liebricht.
I'm tired. Liebricht, you can start bringing in the net for the guardsmen. Start having them file in now.
Understood. What do you want to do with the slackers?
If they physically can run no more, then cart them in on a servitor.
Understood.
So with that, I'm gonna walk up, grab a gallon of ice cream, start walking out. And is there anyone else in the room that is a player character?
Roll me a.
I mean, my guy goes in there.
Emmy, what were you doing during the essentially what is 2 hours of the guardsmen running around in circles?
Enjoying Dom's cooking, of course.
Yeah. Gums is currently being carried around, so that kind of destroys my plans.
Gums is being basically ran around as though he is sitting on a throne.
Yeah.
As usual.
Emmy's gonna wander around the ship and see what's going on.
Okay. You begin to see as the guardsmen are corralled back into the mess hall. Otherwise, you see Frank as he walked back into he was running with the guardsmen and then ran back into his room. You saw. Let's see. Mad Marker, Jackal, what were you guys doing during this time?
So I was ordered by the RSM to find Emmy and request her to accompany me to get Baron to find ice cream.
Yeah,
if I understand his orders correctly.
Okay. So
yes, he was.
you two eventually find each other. But the Sergeant Major managed to get a hold of ice cream himself.
But do we know that?
Technically, no. So you guys would basically watch as the guardsmen were corralled back into the mess hall after about 2 hours of running around in circles. To find as ice cream has then been acquired, and the Sergeant Major nowhere to be found.
Huh. Emmy's gonna. Well, Emmy currently. Does Emmy have Baron or no?
Baron is still in Kaladin's room.
Damn it. Wanted to play with Baron.
It's Kaladin.
You go get him.
I mean, you're probably one of the few people that could literally just
from Kaladin.
Yeah. You're probably one of the few people that would that.
Emmy is gonna go search for Baron, starting with where she guesses would be the only place that he would be is probably Kaladin's room.
Yeah. So again, not hard for you to find. You know where Kaladin's room is. You see Kaladin basically looking at the back of his head through a mirror with another mirror. Kind of like doing the mirror on mirror thing, sort of deal.
Yeah.
You see him basically examining the wound, so to speak, that's where the Archangel AI basically implanted him with what you also understand is a bomb.
Yes. Emmy's gonna nicely knock on the door frame.
You hear a knock and chime on your door. Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
Emmy?
Kaladin?
How you doing?
I feel like I should be asking you that question.
Baron also sees you and begins to kind of do the cat snuggle up next to you kind of deal.
Yes. Emmy's gonna put her hands out almost as if an invitation that he can get in her hands. She'll hold him, but she don't want to push it.
At this point now, Baron is the size of a tiger.
I don't care. I will do that.
Okay.
Emmy is strong enough.
Out of all the people, she'd probably be the one who could do that.
That is true, yeah. So he pushes you back a little bit as he kind of does the gigantic Great Dane kind of dog hug sort of thing. Because if anybody's actually seen the tigers act more like dogs than
they do
cats.
that. Yeah, they do.
Yep. And he's big now, but you're able to hold him.
Org. Yes. How are you doing? With the whole bomb thing. I'm just gonna awkwardly shuffle her feet.
Doing great.
Emmy's gonna awkwardly nod. Well, as long as you're doing fine, I guess. I just figured it'd be kind of a toll, knowing that you could just die any second.
Oh, great, thanks. Yeah. Totally.
You're not good at this.
No. I don't think Emmy's actually supposed to be good at, like, words and stuff.
What's
I
her
feel like
fellowship?
55. Oh, okay, so I'm actually really good at that.
You're
I mean,
not
this is an
bad.
awkward situation of talking to a dear friend who just got a bomb implanted in his head.
Yeah,
To be
you're
fair, Khaled is literally the only person that Emmy's, like, kind of, like, close with. Because she doesn't know anyone else.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, no one has really done
Wow, I
anything to
see
get
how it is.
closer to
Tiger,
outside
Emmy
their
has
group.
not really
Cough,
talked to
ice cream
Tiger.
time.
Emmy was trying to get close to Gums, because apparently he has lore I didn't even know about, or Emmy doesn't know about. But he's currently being carried away.
In my
gonna-
defense, blame it on Sergeant Major.
I'm gonna put the instruments down and I'm gonna walk over and pat Baron on the head. I'm glad someone will take care of him when I'm gone.
Emmy's gonna like look at you and punch you in the arm. Quite hard.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
physically assault a man.
pretty
That'll
hard.
make everything better.
Ow.
Don't you say things like that, soldier.
Killjoy, are you gonna deny him permission to die?
And you just been taken out of the friend zone and thrown into the comrade zone.
Oh my god.
The comrade zone.
I'm just gonna go stab myself. That's great, yeah. No big deal.
Oof.
Oof is right, that's right. Oof.
I thought of the bro zone
Biggest.
and the dad zone, but never the comrade zone.
Still.
God.
Help him.
Yeah, I mean, it's there for the. You're not supposed to be talking about that. No. That's why she gave him like a no.
Yeah. Well.
Don't
You
be
do you.
talking about things like that now. Wait, why am I talking like you? Fuck.
Why'd you go southern? Oh my god.
you talking? Don't you go talking like that on me now. You're gonna
Yeah.
get through this shit just fine. You're gonna act like this shit don't exist. I highly doubt it's gonna explode anyway.
Oh yeah, sure.
You're like,
Did you get your explosive ordnance degree? Sorry, where'd you get your 30,000-year-old AI degree?
Well.
Yes.
Yes. I don't have to have that to know that you're gonna be just fine. So you don't have to worry about anyone else except you watching Baron.
Yeah.
Now, if I see correctly, it looks like there's some ice cream. Would you be interested in joining me for some ice cream?
Sure. You want to come too, buddy? And I'll look at Baron and ask him that.
He doesn't have a choice in carrying him.
Okay. I guess
Are
you're
you
coming too,
carrying?
bud.
So how are you carrying him? I want to know what it looks like as you're walking down the hall.
This tiger is straight up feet in the air, tail wrapped around her. This is like the quintessential baby kitten who is like.
I was actually gonna have him like his head and his like two front paws are over my shoulder while I'm carrying his butt and his back in my hands.
Okay, that's better.
It's gonna be
That's so
more
much
like that.
That's so much better, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be more like that. That's just how she's gonna carry him around the entire time. She ain't gonna put him down. She's just gonna hold him like that.
Okay.
So I guess Khaled and I make our way down to the mess hall where we see who?
All right, so I'm guessing that Mad Marker eventually makes his way back to the mess hall as well. John, do you as well?
I mean, has anyone told me that we're going to the fucking mess hall?
You were told that you had to run 20, basically 10 laps around the ship.
Which I ignored.
If you shirked away, you weren't guided back in, so no.
Yeah, no. No, I would not know this was going on. So, yeah, I would not be there, actually.
Okay.
Yep.
Where would you be?
I'll be looking for my fucking comrade because I was fucking taken away. He was gone. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck he's doing.
Let's see.
All right, I needed to change something.
You're fine.
Very quickly. Perfect.
All right. So where would your comrade be? Because I'm not controlling them.
Yeah. Let's see. Because of opportunity, I got that. Actually, no. I'm going to make a quick roll. Just a random 20 because if. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, no.
You rolled a 20.
Yeah. Yep, and I apparently can't type. There you go. Yeah. He probably would have been outside of the cafeteria before when the run is, because not everyone's going to be eating at that time. So, you probably. Is there like a social area for guardsmen, like for them just to kind of chat at all?
The mess hall, apparently.
Mess hall is pretty much the only neutral area of the ship.
Okay, so he would have probably been there.
There's also
and
the
I never
hangar
noticed.
that's
He
kind of
ran.
open. Yeah.
I kind of didn't. All right, so. Fuck. He would have been there. He would have forced a run. I chose not to go to that plan. I guess my character would just kind of be chilling in his room.
Okay.
Room then, because multiple days inside the prison, just kind of a lot of shit happening.
Do the troopers have individualized rooms?
Yeah, most of the troopers are basically taking up the quarters. So like I kind of gave you guys individualized rooms. There's other sections of the ship where it's basically just big, large barracks. For the guardsmen. That's really all it is. Let's see. I mean, as I described before, Templar, it's basically each room is like not but maybe about 120 feet. So there's 120 square feet.
Okay.
Yeah, they're tiny things with the most minimalistic of everything. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, you probably would see. So Killjoy, you would probably see Librick there, and Mad Marker there, definitely. Frank would be back in his room. So yeah, and then I would say that Keith would have been smart enough to basically come back when there was ice cream.
I mean, I don't even know ice cream was a thing, so yeah.
Ice cream.
Yeah.
Can't
So
have
basically,
you can't have a civilized society without ice cream.
It can be coffee ice cream or latte ice cream because it has caffeine in it.
Ration ice cream.
It's ration
ice cream.
Yeah.
Yes, it tastes like rations.
Not even vanilla.
Wait,
It's
big
just
question.
kind of like
It's mass
kind of
produced.
ice mush.
Not
Wait,
good, but it's better than nothing.
So
it's one of those ice creams that have like no flavor to it, just kind of
sherbet, but flavorless.
Yep.
Watered down sherbet.
So it's vanilla.
You just taste sugar every time you bite.
No, because vanilla is actually a decent flavor, but it's just watered down sherbet.
Sounds like the milkshake you get out of an MRE.
Anyway, I was
Yummy.
trying to ask.
That's what it is.
Considering
That's
Gums is the cuisine connoisseur of this party, would he even know what?
Oh
is
yes,
ice cream?
you would see Gums there, being carried
So
by
would he
his
know
comrades.
What is ice cream?
I mean, Achilles, I kind of have a rough idea of what the ice cream would be if you want me to explain to Gums what it is.
Sure.
Oh yeah, would Gums know what it is? Because he's a ratling.
Wow, you saying Ratlings wouldn't have access to ice cream? Wow.
No, he
I
wouldn't.
don't know what they have.
Neither do
Wow.
I. I'm a ratling.
But the best way to describe it would be your character would know it as it's essentially our idea of how it's made, It's just instead of it being from like a cow, it's made from grox. It's not the best. It's not something that's known for being very high quality, but it is not a nice thing to have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's
So,
it's not great because
fake dairy.
A grox is basically a mixture of basically every domesticated animal that exists in our world, just wrapped up into one animal.
Fake
it's a pig
dairy.
cow. It's a pig, cow, sheep.
Wait, what? I don't
Pig,
want to think
sheep,
about
cow.
it. I don't
The
want to think
grox
about it.
exists to fill every domesticated animal need of the Imperium. It was genetically modified to be such.
That sounds a bit gross, actually.
They are not known to be nice.
I see. Yeah, this is definitely grimdark.
All right.
I know for a fact they eat people. Just like
pigs.
Just like pigs. Mm-hmm.
Ah, so
They'll eat your
mad
ass.
cow disease. But no, it's mad grox disease. I guess.
Possibly.
Okay.
So, Emmy and Cal, you guys see the throne-bound Ratling on his people throne, and you see Keith, who's quietly eating in the corner, and you see Mad Marker, who's I'll let Mad Marker describe what he's doing.
I'm confused and eating ice cream. I'm confused
normal.
because the RSM told me to go do stuff, but then he did it on his own, and then people were running around the ship for no reason.
Yep.
That sounds
you also
like
see
a
your
very
tech priest
innocent
friend,
thing to do.
Liebricht. Liebricht, what are you doing?
Eating ice cream. I earned ice cream.
Okay. You curiously see your tech priest friend devouring ice cream. I feel like this is like the...
I didn't even know he can eat ice cream. Gums stuffs his face.
I kind of feel like this is your E4-ness pushing on... I can't, I don't need ice cream, or I don't even need this kind of sustenance.
Oh no, he doesn't need it, but he wants it. That's the point of it.
Okay.
Does he need ice cream? No, he can sustain entirely on his inbuilt ration system for years. But he's gonna give himself a motherfucking ice cream.
Okay. I still feel like this is your basic training that's coming through, but that's okay.
Yep. I mean, someone got punished for this ice cream. It better be eaten.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, my character ain't gonna run, but that's because he technically can't be ordered to do so.
As usual, people eat from the efforts of the Imperial Guard.
Yep.
Nothing new.
Yes.
What would you guys like to do?
Emmy's gonna keep holding Baron and walk over to Gums.
User was moved to your
Gums,
channel.
look at the approaching Sister of Battle, and he points his spoon at her. You seek my wisdom, sister.
Oh my god.
Emmy's
Wait,
just gonna
does he
kind of
even
glare at
see-
you.
Does he even see the giant fear cat in her arms?
Are you still carrying? Are you still carrying
wisdom?
Oh, fool, it's
What
the first
wisdom
sentence I
can Gums
said.
give
So
anybody?
here's the thing.
Wait,
here's the
hold on.
thing. I'll argue for why Gums didn't react. Gums doesn't give a fuck. He got ice cream.
Wait,
That's
wait,
true. While that's true,
Gums,
but are you still carrying Baron?
I'm fully carrying Baron still.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
the
so
first
hold on.
sentence I said.
Hold on. 1, Gums is eating ice cream. 2, Gums is at a height. He's not short. 3, what other wisdom can Gums be fit onto anybody carrying a cat
And that
towards
is
him?
exactly why Emmy's about to tell him off.
Okay.
Congratulations. Emmy's just gonna glare at him and kind of look confused with an eyebrow up and be like, "And what wisdom can you bring to me, Ratling?"
Gums raises a spoon, dips in the ice cream, and lifts it. You see, young sister, you are probably much better than me with a knife, and kind of points at the cat. It's a bit big, but you can probably feed. he kind of leans forward on his people throne, just kind of look up and down. Yeah, and that's probably overeating. And that's coming from me, but you gotta get rid of the skin, and and he kind of shuts himself. And he kind of shuts himself up by stuffing the ice cream in his mouth, giving her room to, giving her some time to register what he's going on about.
Emmy's just gonna very
Oh.
calmly put down Baron and give him a good pat on the head.
He
Give him a
circles
little,
around you and is
give him
back
a
on
little
your left side.
praise, and then turn back around to Gums before she grabs him by his shirt. Wait, does he have a shirt on? I
Yeah,
think
he
he
does.
does.
He does.
Does
Grabs
he
him
have
by
a
his
shirt
shirt
on?
and grabs him by his no. Grab him by his scruff. There we go.
Okay.
Grabs him by his scruff and yanks him off his people throne and put him back down to his normal height. Listen here, you little shit. You'd say one more bad thing about him again, I swear to fuck, I will end you right there where you stand.
I've run away
Can
from
I
many
ask a
sisters
question?
in my
Did
lifetime, and I'm not
did
sure
you
I've
ask
run...
if he was wearing a shirt because he's a ratling and thus not people?
Yes.
So
You had to specify if you had enough people rights to wear to be issued a shirt. Wow.
Gums, back down on your terrestrial level. Baron is actually a little bit taller than you are. And the large jungle cat comes out from the left side of Emmy, behind her leg, and kind of prowls around your companions before ever slow slightly coming around you. And the tail kind of whips out from under your chin and across your face before Baron then takes a seat next to Emmy's left leg. Gums, I would like you to roll a toughness check, please. Unmodified.
Hey, third time. Yes, is this again? Is this again? Oh my gosh, he made it.
Okay. Gums, you feel a little sick to your stomach, but the nausea is enough for you to continue eating.
So Gum is clearly shaking in his hairy toes in the moment. And he kind of looks at the cat. He kind of spits and kind of swipes at the tail as it brushes on him. And as the sister threatened him, he kind of points up with his left finger. You can say how much you want, sister, but it's not the first time I've escaped the clutches of your kin.
Ooh.
Bro, you
He's
should not.
technically not wrong, but yeah.
I don't know that. Or Emmy doesn't know that.
You don't know that, no, but he's basically referring to. You could see that he has brandings from the ecclesiarchy, and these are penance brandings.
Is there any organization you haven't pissed off, Gums?
Nope.
Not yet.
Hold on, hold on, actually.
Does Gums just go
gangers.
feral or some
I
shit?
haven't interacted
No,
with
Gums.
yet.
So I guess
Is there any organization you have interacted with, Gums, that you have not pissed off or stolen from?
Nope. That is
In my
literally
defense,
not,
in my
he is
defense,
pissed off
everybody's deserved it.
Technically,
You were
he
about to say
hasn't
Depths
sold.
Mechanicus.
He hasn't stolen from the Depths Mechanicus because technically, trying to steal from
Oh.
the Silica Animus.
Tech Priest has a good statement. He says if did Gums touch Baron's tail with his bare hand because he might have to roll because doesn't Baron have like something that makes people sick?
That's true. Did you touch it with your bare hand?
Once.
Well, he kind of
Gums?
swiped at. Wait, he kind of swiped at it because it was touching his chin.
SpaghettiOs.
I mean, it's already touching him.
Yeah, technically, that would no. It wouldn't be two. It'll be one because if he's doing it at the same time, that's just one touch.
I just said 1d2. Yes or no, 1d2.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm not gonna make it roll twice that soon. It's okay. But technically, you haven't pissed off the Adeptus Mechanicus. yet.
I've befriended a tech priest.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's not. That's about right.
I like how you very specifically said yet.
Well, I mean, it's his character. But back to the story at hand, Emmy, you do notice that these are brandings from the Ecclesiarchy, which is the adepta of the Imperium that you fall under, specifically. Which means that he has basically slighted the cult Imperium in some sort of way, which is basically in your terms, he's done something sacrilege.
What's that word mean?
Did a big
Heretic.
Heretical, but in the realm of I'm a believer, I just did something against the church.
Oh, so he like repented for his sins?
More
Very
like he
needs
was
to.
forced
He needs
to
to repent for his sins.
Very
He was forced to.
yeah.
He was forced to repent. Like right now, he has the Emperor's Prayer,
in his left eye.
In his left eye, and there are Cult Imperium brandings as though they have burned him onto his skin on his left arm or right arm. Excuse me.
Wait, wasn't it parchment? No,
No,
he
it
has
is
the Emperor's
parchment.
Prayer.
Yeah.
Right, parchment on his left hand. He has the Emperor's Prayer on into his left pupil and his back.
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They basically, it's not like he repented so much as he's been
Branded.
Yeah, branded.
Yeah, he's basically been branded.
All right.
The
Emmy's
words
gonna...
of a specific interrogator captain, repent, motherfucker.
What?
That just means murder violently.
Did somebody say murder violently?
As opposed to murdering peacefully, yeah.
I mean, you can murder someone peacefully.
Yeah.
What would you like to see?
I can show you.
Emmy is going... Emmy is going to bend down to his level and get very close to his face.
That's very low. You're pull back.
Oh, fully. Actually, I'm gonna squat down to your level. That's actually
You're
probably
gonna
better for my
squat? That's heresy right there to squat.
Whatever. I feel like it's better than having my ass up in the air. But
Not for me.
Shut up. But no, she's gonna get down on his level with squatting. She's gonna say,
I like you have to actually specify that.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
look here, I don't care who. Wait, I gotta get my thoughts together. Look here, I don't care if you've been, don't care that you've been scorned by my kin, or if you haven't. Wait, if you have been scorned by my kin. I don't care about your past. I don't care about your history. I'm saying right here, right now, with me, as this is your battle right here. If you do anything to hurt this precious little baby, and she's gonna just swipe her hand. Yes, swipe her hand over to Baron.
Gums just kind of gestures at it like, look at that thing. Look at that thing. That could feed. That is my whole family.
Cow.
Baby.
I'm not getting in between this.
If you lay
She's
a
got
hand
this.
to even hurt or touch a hair on him, I will make you into the stew.
You didn't even know how to cook, I bet. You even know, for one, you said stew. Look at that thing properly and tell me that.
Else. Get you alive.
Look at that thing and tell me you're gonna stew that.
Oh, look at him. He's such a baby.
Gums odds are you eat the whole thing.
That's grilled. That's
stewing it would be a waste. You gotta roast that shit. That's some good meat on that.
Stop! That's so mean. Don't try to kill him.
What, the rattling? I agree.
The rattling, yeah.
Well, the rattling you have to fucking do it
You
at
kinda have to
140. So you gotta cook him high temp to get rid of all the diseases.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, he's just gonna be tough meat.
No, he ain't gonna be tough meat. He's gonna be fucking fat.
Oh yeah, you're right. Like a cow.
Oh, yeah.
No, the
like
term is he's going to be
pig.
well marbled.
It's literally just gonna start melting off in a second he touches fire.
Alright. Continue.
So.
Emmy's just.
All you have is just words and a big cap and a pointy sword. And Gums kind of turns around and kind of looks up at his 3 comrades. And he kind of
Numbers.
hopes, and he kind of hopes that does something. Then kind of turns around. They're competent enough.
They're competent. Oh
She could, with
god.
probably one arm movement, kill all your comrades and you.
I mean, in my defense, she got beaten by Exorcist.
Listen here.
You want to try your luck against her?
You
See if
want to try
if you
your
get
luck?
in the draw?
Do you want to try?
Marksmanship.
I'll get my
Marksmanship
flamer out.
challenge.
Marksmanship challenge.
You
Hey,
can be the
comrades, be my
target.
meat shield for a sniper in the head.
Hey, one of you dies, I can use as your tripod.
Oh my god.
God.
Silence, comrade! I wish to slay!
Silence tripod. That was a joke.
That would be the first time they used those comrades like that. Wouldn't be the last.
Just because you have big legs and fancy armors and a big cat thing and a pointy sword and a flamer,
Don't
that
forget her
doesn't make
armor.
me.
Don't forget her armor.
Gum's gonna shrug. That doesn't make me that much afraid of you. You know,
Should be, though.
you look funny. You talk funny. And Gum's gonna shrug. Like, what's the? I've already been burned a lot.
Ooh, Emmy's gonna be a big bitch here, and I'm very sorry. Just know that.
No. He deserves it.
He deserves it.
He does deserve it.
Alright, Emmy's just gonna smirk. At least I'm not the one here that's a little freak.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that's where we're going.
Ah! I'm sorry.
Don't be. He deserves it. You already just said.
It took me a minute to register what you're talking about. Now,
Freak,
all right.
you're a freak because you're a ratly. Rat. I'm just gonna call you a rat.
Gun's kind of shrugs. Yeah, that's what everybody says, and I'm still better than most of you.
And what makes you better?
I can cook. I can actually shoot straight. That's why you have a flamer.
Yo!
My specialty is in the sword. I choose the sword instead of a bolt gun.
Yeah,
Did you choose the sword because you can't hit shit?
I choose a sword because I like to be up close and personal when I kill someone.
Gums just kind of points his left eye. I have this thing in my eye. I'm pretty sure I can still shoot straight. I don't need a sword.
Gums bragging about his shooting
Epic
ability.
rat battles here.
Me hitting a target at 100 meters blindfolded.
Oh, by the way, Lyrian, you were also offered ice cream as soon as you reached the.
No.
Nope. Okay.
No.
Gums just kind of snaps his fingers. Ice cream. And one of his comrades jumps it, and he just.
Oh my gosh.
And he just takes a spoonful and he points at Emmy. You think you're so good because of your actual physic. You're normal size, But you think you're so good that I challenge you to things I'm good at.
And what things are you good at, Ratling? 'Cause it
I
can't be
just
that
said
many.
it. I just said it. Are you not good at listening?
Oh my god.
And this is why my comrade is going to
You're gonna hear
grab me
from behind
because...
her. It's pretty hard to hear from way down there.
Oh no.
He got you there.
He did get you there.
Or did that one
Plasteel
go over
chef.
your head?
Plasteel chef.
What's plasteel?
I don't know.
You don't know what plasteel is? Oh my gosh.
Plasteel
Do
is
I-
40k steel.
Do I look like I'm living the first world?
Like Iron Chef.
Wait, yes.
Your waistline designates that you eat large amounts of food. In your culture, wherever it is, does that imply wealth?
Yes.
That explains why people tolerate you where you're from.
You're implying that I act this way where I'm from. This is all in character.
Oh no.
I think he was. Wait, was that meant to be in character, Templar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, he's in a room?
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, I've been here eating ice cream and talking, and just
Man just wants ice cream.
In his own words, we earned this damn ice cream, so I'm going to eat it.
no, they didn't earn it. I earned it.
No. In your words, we earned this damn ice cream. I'm going to eat it.
I genuinely forgot that he was actually. I'm not used when he's talking this robot voice when he's in character. That's why I got confused. Anyways,
as the quibbling Armageddon continues between the two of you,
There you go.
a
I don't
somewhat...
have many more insults left.
Oh, you're good. Continue. A single space marine walks in, unhelmed, and grabs a bowl of ice cream. Doesn't even ask; he just grabs it.
Oh my god!
I mean, is anyone going to stop him?
Who can?
Exactly.
And
I
who says he
challenge
didn't earn
ye,
it?
sister Soritas, ye of big sword. Sword cooking. Gun just kind of ad-libs his go, one kind of waving his spoon. You may be human, but I am better than you, and thus I challenge you to a cooking competition with using the awful ingredients. He kind of points to the cafeteria, using the awful ingredients that's left in there.
Cookie
You know what? As Gums finishes that, Liebrecht just servitor walks away and walks back and sets down the plate he had of burnt meat that was left behind. I'm assuming this is your submission for the contest.
Everybody ate it. Hold on.
We ate it because we were hungry.
I didn't fucking eat it.
The special ingredients called
cornstarch.
No, what is it? Emmy's gonna take the bowl out of Gums' hands.
Damn ice cream, and he kind of hops.
She's gonna hold it up above her head.
Gums just kind of hops.
I know. She's gonna hold it above her head. All right, Rattling. I will accept your cook-off. However, you must also beat me in a duel with swords.
On one condition.
What's up?
They help me, and he kind of points at his comrades.
No, it's a 1-to-1 fair battle.
Okay, then you take off your suit.
Then what?
Whoa.
Then you
got someone.
This is how a lot of 40K porn starts.
You just hear you see Kaladin like lean back and do like that like really innocuous golf clap, like nice.
Nice one.
Did he say I lose my suit?
No,
Take off your
no.
suit.
He
Step out of
he
your
said
armor,
for you
man.
to take off your suit, so it'd be fair.
Oh, fine.
But we're
You know-
laughing because it's just funny.
Yeah, it does not sound right.
Exactly.
While you, if you do desuit while you are doing that, I can go through and do maintenance on your suit, so the
Ooh.
time outside of it's not wasted.
Alright, yeah, that sounds good then.
And we both use wood sticks.
Thanks.
Mm.
None of that blue, not that blue sword thing. And
Emmy's gonna
If I-
contemplate it. I am really gonna
If
miss
I
being
may
able to
make
slice you in
suggestion.
half.
If I may make suggestion, while you guys are
Alright.
cooking, I can send my servitor to go acquire some thrall prods.
What
The
is that in
the shock.
English?
They're basically
slave sticks.
they're basically
shock sticks.
shock batons.
Oh, okay.
The things they use on cows to make them move.
Oh, cow prods. Got it.
Yeah,
Cow prod.
basically,
It's cow
if
prod,
you
but
hit
for
one
thralls.
of you hits the other, there's no like you didn't hit me. No, you're fucking on the ground going
Slam
fuck my
him in
goddamn
story.
life.
Spasm.
It sounds just like fair
I
fight.
kind of feel like the only
Christ.
way we're gonna be able to get fucking Gums to do anything we want is have someone follow him around with one of those.
I mean, I offered to have my server mounted with a taser and follow it, but you didn't approve it.
No, I do have an idea of like where I want this to go though, so this is actually going exactly where I want it to go.
Well,
Oh no, she actually has a plan. I didn't plan anything of this.
Since we're coming up on 7 o'clock and the end of the useless quibbling Armageddon,
Hey, wake up.
we can actually take our break here. That way, so those of us who need to go can go, and we can pick up with the next half of our journey coming up. Yeah, cool.
I'm fine
Yeah.
with that.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
We'll be back at 7 o'clock, and we'll
It's
find out
7
what's
o'clock
up.
now.
Don't miss
Sorry,
the
7:10. We'll
All
be
right,
back at
guys, we're
7:10.
Don't
All right,
miss
we
the
got
rat
it, we got
lady
it.
trying to
Welcome
fight
back,
for his honor.
everybody.
Next time on Dragon Ball.
The rat lady shall regain his honor. Just you watch.
A regain replies he had it in the first place.
Man, I love how we're about to, I love how we're about to beat a midget with a stick.
This is
Rat
reason why I
lives
got my
matter.
computer.
Rats lives matter. Rats lives.
Rats.
No,
Sure
they
about
don't.
that? Pretty
We
much
both
all
know they
lives matter
don't. Don't lie to
today.
yourself, Gums.
Okay, no, so
Okay.
my like thought process, if I could share it, Emmy like realizes that he has like the scripture and stuff, so she knows that he's just clearly done something bad that he was kind of like forced to like repent to or whatever. So she's just immediately like, I don't like you because I know you did something awful.
I mean, Gums never liked Emmy because she wears Sister Battle Power armor.
Yeah, so it kind of works out.
So
And then, but in the ultimate goal, I do want them to be friends. But I
Achilles,
want.
Right, because this will lead to that.
You can.
I mean, my guy likes Gums. He shot the superior officer, so now my guy's happy with it.
I mean, let's be oh no, whatever. I forgot what I was going to say. God damn it.
Nice one.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
So Gums, if you'll go look at the Orbita Crusade chat, I feel like this is you whenever you invite somebody to a date.
Alright, I have to see this.
Achilles.
Oh
Yeah, I need to send this to Crystal. Hold on.
Can I get some clarification on something?
You accept his invitation
Yeah,
with
what's up?
gratitude, with
It's
enthusiasm.
for Achilles.
You're accepting it one way or another.
You can thank Cyber for that one.
So, what battle class automata did you say regarding the engine? The Caslax class battle automaton? Okay. Okay.
I like how it says.
I
with-
forgot
with
those. I forgot those
enthusiasm.
things exist, and they're. Yeah.
Achilles, go look at the Orbita chat. I found what Gums invites. Okay, good. Making
With,
sure.
with gratitude or enthusiasm, though.
There's no in between. There's only one or the other.
Wait, so hold on. So is Gums basically the Orbiter equivalent of Postus Rats, but instead if it's played as rats?
What?
Does nobody know the meme I'm referring? Okay.
I honestly I just didn't hear what the fuck you said.
Would Gums be the Orbiter equivalent of Postus Rats?
I just chose not to listen.
Okay.
I have no idea.
How do people not know this meme?
See, when you make an obscure
I think he
reference
means
and
the
we've never seen it
repost this
before,
rat
that's
meme.
how we would figure it out.
Obscure? I've seen this meme like a lot.
Are we
Nope.
talking about the repeating gift or whatever?
No, the one with this guy just holds up rat in his hands, and the rat's like at least
Oh,
10
that one.
pounds.
Yeah, I know that.
Are we
guys,
on?
I gotta go for the night though.
All right.
Achilles, my character just heads back to the room and eats the gallon of ice cream by himself.
Mm.
Oh, and blame. Oh no, he'll just do paperwork and self-training.
I in the background while we were doing this, and I was listening. I'm doing startup company, and I totally didn't start Pornhub.
Oh my god.
I currently have an estimated income of $8,000.
Well, now you have a new idea for video that we recently
The rat,
heard, so.
the sister, and the rat.
I don't
my
like that.
character- There's just gonna be a whole ton of gambling on the side.
Can y'all hear me?
Sounds very convincing.
Somewhat.
Kind of changed over to some wireless headphones. Sorry if
Oh.
the quality's not as good.
No,
Yeah, it's fine.
better.
It's
Yeah.
better than it was, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's better than what it
That's
was.
because I stepped out of the workroom.
Oh.
You guys have a good night. I'll see you later.
That's fine.
Have a good.
User
Yeah,
disconnected
the buzzing,
from your
the
channel.
buzzing you heard, it wasn't a bee, it was an electrode.
Oh.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yes.
Believe me,
Wait.
some days I wish I was.
Well, you can watch it assist or tase or rattling if that makes you feel better.
Yeah, it's about to happen.
Well, Keith's gonna watch it from the side, and honestly, if I was able to join the game, I'd be saying round 2, Emmy.
Aw.
Aw. All I know is, my companion is literally grabbing me because we're about to start. We're going to be gambling on the side while they're fighting. Oh, we still got 5 minutes, don't we?
Have you guys been camping?
Yeah.
Is there like a camping pad that you could sleep on that you fill up with water to keep you cool?
A waterbed?
Water? No.
Kind of.
I've never
Air,
heard
yes.
of one you fill with
I
water.
know air, yeah, but can they?
You probably wouldn't want to. though.
Yeah, I
They're
don't
probably
think
not.
want to.
They're not designed for it, but yeah, you could do that.
This wouldn't be the best idea.
Okay, because
I mean,
my
like, I
boyfriend's
have.
buying the
Okay.
tent, but I need to find pads for us to sleep on because the ground is hard.
Also, I'm sorry for all the coughing that's coming through my side because, like, I have like a shitty cough for 2 weeks now.
How
Aw.
dare you be sick?
What I do is I'd set up a push to mute button. If you ever feel it's
I
coming
mean,
on,
I
just
have a microphone literally where I can just press a button and I can just turn myself off. That's what I've been doing most times.
Yeah.
Like I already like I don't have it on my keyboard. I literally have a microphone I can just turn off. Like I can.
I just swing up my little little arm on my mic and it goes mute.
So, I just changed the scene on the stream for you guys. That is actual fan art that was done by Trooper Arson in the Discord.
Oh, yeah,
Where is
Of
this?
Achilles, yeah, real good
what
looking
fun art?
artwork.
Yeah.
You didn't show
Where is
anything.
this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
hold
it's
on.
just the ship.
Wait, can you actually not see what the hell?
No,
We
it's
can't
just the
Can
ship.
you like post a
If
link
you're
to it
asking
in
about
the
the artwork,
chat or
it's on
something?
the artwork tab on the Discord.
Okay.
Wait, I see it on I see it on Streamlabs right now.
Hold on,
for
let
us.
me.
Wait for the
Yeah,
time.
let me
It might be.
refresh.
Yeah.
Also, Killjoy,
There.
Taser.
Oh wow, Jesus, that's amazing.
Yep. Oops. Sorry.
Holy
It still just
shit.
shifted me.
That is so detailed.
Where is
That
it?
was so detailed. That is so detailed. Holy shit.
Wait, where is
That's
it?
amazing.
Screenshot it.
Yeah.
So
Want me
we
to
all
just
know
copy
as
it? I'll
Achilles.
copy it into Orbita.
Yes,
I'll copy
please.
it into the Orbital chat. Achilles.
Please.
Yep.
You see the one on the thing, and then you also have that one.
So this is Achilles' new background.
So this is actual like the Primarch Achilles that was done by Trooper Arson.
That's really cool.
Promise him I was
This
gonna
is going to be.
talking about him, but basically he did this in a matter of about a week.
Damn.
Fucking A.
That's not his only
fucking
work, guys.
amazing.
He's also, if you just
that's
go into the
pretty neat.
artwork, if you go into the artwork channel and scroll up, you also see some Commissar he did.
Oh yeah. He did.
Hold on. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I'll post it in Orbit channel as well.
Where's this commissar?
Why is that a separate artwork channel?
Trust me, you'll know it when you see it.
Oh,
It's not Orbita
Arson.
artwork,
Oh
it's
my
just-
gosh, I like that.
Oh, okay.
That's a good fucking commissar. Jesus Christ.
Dirty Harry and 40K.
Is that supposed to be gone?
Sorry.
That looks like it's supposed to be gone.
No.
That's a man. Jesus
That's Clint Eastwood,
Okay, so
you
we
nut.
have. Hold on, are we gonna have a competition between Chrissy and Arson on who can make
No.
better fan art?
Oh, we'll have to see.
They both have their styles.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
true.
just different styles.
Why does the power sword look floppy?
It was yeah.
No,
It's
no,
not.
I'm
It's
just
not
reading a
fluffy. It's
comment.
just it's
No,
curved.
I'm just reading what
Here's
Ford
another one
said.
he did.
Yeah, this is also Gladius.
Yeah.
That's just like no, it's not Gladius.
Not Gladius.
Not Gladius.
something
There's
else.
what was the Greek weapon that was slightly
It's like a
curved?
falchion.
Xiphos.
That's
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, that's what it was. Falchion.
Spalsta or Xiphos, I think is what it's called.
Xiphos.
Yeah.
This is Xiphos.
Or Xiphos.
This would be more of a Xiphos.
Xiphos, yeah. I would say though, I don't do like the designs as a Greek weaponry. They're pretty damn neat.
That's Bjorn, the fell-handed. That I said
Before
that
he
he
got
did.
in tune.
Yeah.
Intuned. I'm sorry, not in tune.
All right. So at 7:10, we should all be back, and I think I heard everybody's voice. So let's go to our next 6 weeks. Tiger. On the next leg of your journey, what are you up to?
Hey.
We're not gonna have the competition.
We will.
Okay.
Probably spending a lot more time in both the command room and the training room than usual. But
Okay.
Nothing in particular.
Okay. Vakken, on the next leg of your journey, what are you up to?
I'm going to begin a procedure and ask the Inquisitor about if she has any possessions of certain items.
So Tuni's not here, so I'll have to speak for her. What particular items are you looking for?
A slate monotron for the guardsmen. Slate monotrons.
That one actually goes past my knowledge. What is that?
It's the it's basically short end of the stick. It's the fucking Apple Watch for Cassican and Tempesticiums.
Oh lord.
Oh
It's
god. Okay.
Life monitors. it's life monitors and basically like a little command slate that when they get commands.
I would say that this is something that she has in her possession, but she would be reluctant to just give it up. So, what are you exactly looking to do with it?
I am requiring whether slate monotrons would be the easy solution, or I would have to inform her that I'd be talking to Mechanicus next to get some form of life vital signs. Wait for readouts for me for the squadron.
I would say this is within your realm to do. Slate Omtrons are not hard to come by. They're not abundant, mind you, but they're probably in the realm of uncommon, bordering on slightly rare. But they're not outside of your ability to obtain, and definitely within the scope of something that you would actually be able to work with. So, let's say, what work are you looking to actually do with it?
What do you mean?
Are you looking to just basically affix for every member of the squad a life sign readout for you, or?
Affirmative.
Okay.
Whether it's assumably installed in their suit versus in their body. But I am able to do that as well if they wish for it.
Okay. Given the fact that you're on your Phalanx's flagship, and the fact that you have access to the Forge Master, I would say you would very easily be able to install in each of the members of your squad life sign readouts. So, all of you here and all of you that catch the YouTube readout for this, make sure you add to your inventory life sign link to Apothecary Vakken.
I want to ask each of the guys whether they want it in them or in their armor, if that's viable.
Should you wish, should you choose, yeah.
So, if I go down the list, that's possible to ask, because I do want to need that information.
Tiger, you don't have to, because you're already squad linked to Vakken.
Yep. So, if Mad Marker's here.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll put it in my armor.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
I'm just trying to figure out which would Falcon prefer, because like my character does not
Your
really.
body.
Yeah, like my character doesn't really give a shit. He think because of what happened with the prison. If his armor was taken off for whatever reason, they would all assume that he's dead. So he'd rather them know that he's still fucking alive. So he would be fine with another implant. I mean, he has a fucking MIU, which is another one.
Okay. So.
Yep.
Yep.
So I'm gonna put that into conditions actually, because that's gonna be an implant.
Keith, body or armor?
Sorry, one sec.
You're good. You're good.
Actually, Keith would try and call Liebrecht in on this one. Ask about getting an auto sanguine thrown in with it.
You'd have to requisition auto sanguine.
What's an auto sanguine?
It's not something that it's not something it's auto sanguine's an actual thing. You'd have to requisition that specifically.
Yep.
I'm curious what auto sanguine is actually.
It's a medical thing that helps you do a lot. That helps you with that.
Okay.
Roll the 73. It's not going to happen, so I'll just throw it in me anyway.
All right.
Copy, so implant.
Okay.
Gums. If Gums
Or
is
is it
here.
Oh yeah. Is it edible?
No. So would you like
armor?
Armor. All right. Killjoy.
Yes, I will put armor.
Okay. I think actually your armor can
It
possess
would
that.
already kind of
already
have it.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd just be asking for permission if I can have access.
Yes.
Data linked. Yeah.
I grant permission.
I see.
You grant
I
consent.
see. Alarion is here. So Alarion.
Yep.
I
Armor
believe he
or-
would already have
Yep.
the arm thing. So do I have permission to connect it?
Yes.
Okay. And lastly, Kaladin.
Yes, sir.
Would you like the life signs, essentially what is a life signs monitor in your body, so it can never be off of you, or would you like it attached to your armored body glove that you wear?
Armor.
Okay.
Wow.
I like how the two guards. I like how the two guardsmen who got captured were like, "Yeah, we're gonna put it in us so we don't get fucking taken again, or so you guys know we're alive."
And for Liebrecht, I'll just give him kind of access to the frequency I use, so he can just do it himself.
Yeah. I'll just talk, he just walks in, walks out, and he just and then you just see the signature show the life signs. And a lot of tech shit you probably don't 100% understand of like not only his blood levels but his oil, like various different types of oil and sanguine unguents and other shenanigans that you honestly don't know.
You have a
fucking
readout that says motive force. You just don't understand what that means. What the fuck is motive force?
What is this? Machine shit. It's all good.
As long as I know he's alive, that's all I
It
give a shit about.
Looks like he's alive. Okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Kind of like tap the machine, make sure it's working. Yeah, it's not wobbling.
Okay. Yeah, all right. All right. So that's what you spend kind of like your next 3 weeks doing. It's going to take you a little bit of time to acquire everything and begin to the process for a lot of that. So yeah. Alarion, you're catching up. Basically, this is you have like roughly around 10 weeks to travel in the warp to get to Orbita, back to the Crusade fleet.
Right.
What would you like to do on your second 3-week stint?
I'm gonna sit in my room and read Demon Book.
Alrighty.
Oh yes, Demon Book. Is that a technical term?
What the fuck did I do? What was that roll that Hatuni told me to make you make?
I swear, if you fucking infect our navigator, I'm going to slaughter you.
No, I swear I want to do that.
Vakin, you're not,
Knowingly.
because I'd get to him first.
Thank you for the extra cybernetic. Now I have even more toughness.
Fucking damn it.
I am machine.
I am a machine and never sleep. I keep my eyes wide open.
No. Oh, by the way, Liebrecht, magical warp fuckery happens. Your toughness goes down by 10 points. I don't know what that's all about, but that happened.
Huh?
No, it's warp fuckery. A glitch in the Gellerfield. It's nothing to worry about.
Huh?
Is this toughness just ridiculously high right now?
It's
No,
9
it's
right
not.
now.
Oh
Is it-
god. It's 9.
Well, now my soak is 9.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was about to say, you're fucking 90 fucking toughness.
Yeah, that's where I got from. I was like, wait, what?
Alright, yeah. So, Alarian, reading Demon Book. Let's see, what was that? Yeah, go ahead and give me a Forbidden Lore Demonology.
Oh. Oh shit.
Alrighty. You don't summon a demon, thankfully.
Thank Christ.
You're really close though. I'm just gonna put it out there. If your roll was 4 points lower, you would have summoned a demon.
4 points lower?
Yep.
What type of demon we talking here?
Cornate.
The bend over and bite the pillow kind.
Suddenly last fire.
But luckily
Isn't
you
on
avoided
fire.
it, which is good. Because you probably would have been locked up in the ship's
It
brig for the remainder of the trip.
Yeah, private room, being raped by either a Slaneshi demon and
Actually,
or
it'd be Cornate.
shot for.
Cornate.
Oh god, that's even worse.
We'd open up your room wondering where you were, and suddenly there's a Cornate shooting out your bones.
You hear last fire, and then you just screams.
And then nothing.
Silence.
However, you also during your stints you don't actually gain another check mark in demonology. So, oh well.
Yeah, at least I didn't summon a demon.
Yeah, you could take solace in the fact that you didn't summon a demon, but reading this
Does
book
he know
is
how
a lot.
close he got? Does he know how close he got though?
No, he doesn't. Yeah, just Larry, or excuse me, just Crowley knows how close he got. But as it is, you know, it's you discover that this book is a lot harder than you thought it was. Spart and Killjoy, we'll get back to you guys here in just a second. Kaladin, what are you doing with the rest of the second half of your or the second leg of your journey?
I would spend the journey hooking up the party into the nexus that I used to research planets we had to.
Okay, so for those of you who are unaware, or those of you who haven't worked with Kaladin before, Kaladin utilizes, oftentimes in order to gain information or favor, essentially like a nexus of contacts with a planet that he is able to create those contacts on. Does anybody wish to kind of gain access to this? Remember, this should probably be done something that's done in character, so you'd basically need to kind of like talk with Kaladin, and he would basically give you access to this.
You're asking if we want to get entered into it?
More or less, yeah.
I think I will, because say Kaladin gets taken away for some fucking reason. He's the only one with access to these contacts, so allowing some other people with that same access might help if he goes away for some reason.
Let me rephrase. I'm giving you access to Google.
Fair.
In a really, really broad stroke.
Yeah. So having access to the Nexus is
to Google. You almost fucking said it.
No. I was trying to think of how to say it. Having access to the Nexus is one thing. Knowing how to use it is another. Right. So, no, it's good because it's something that you can learn over a period of time. But it's just like any other skill. It has to be harnessed over a period, honed over a period of time. That's what I meant to say. Fucking damn it.
You got there eventually. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll get there eventually.
I'll do it.
Or you won't.
Okay. So
there's on incognito mode.
Yeah. Keith and John, you can add scholastic knowledge. We'll call it Kaladin Nexus.
Practice knowledge. Alright.
By the way, I might need a list of things to add after work. Sorry.
I'm just gonna add it to your character sheet.
Alright.
Thank you.
Should I? No, I'm thinking, should I ask for access? Would I be given access if I asked?
It depends if Breezy or if Kaladin's allowing you to.
Ask.
Yeah, if that's
Oh.
nicely.
Pretty please.
Sugar on
Can I-
top.
Can I get access to your
Cherry
super
on
secret
top?
network of contacts so I can combine it with my super secret network of Adeptus Mechanicus contacts and have all the fun?
Wow, I'm so glad you asked. Totally.
I just never realized Sleeping has all the fucking contacts.
Yeah, well,
Mind
that's
you,
gonna help us.
this is not a. You don't have a check mark in this. You just have access. You can now just roll on it.
I mean, hey, I'll work on it over time.
Step in the
It
right
gives
direction.
it gives you the ability to research targets and learn about planets before we even set foot on them, and allows you to, I don't know, like investigate shit. And yeah,
Very
Wait,
helpful
investigation? What's that?
right? Who would have thought? You know, I have no idea what investigation is.
Is that a type? Is that a type of food? Is Gum's gonna try to eat it?
Probably.
Gums will try to eat
Wouldn't be
it.
surprised.
Nom nom nom.
Hey, just to remind you, you're talking to guardsmen whose main definition of investigation is check the ruins after the artillery fires stop.
Well, we're gonna change that. We're gonna
That's
change
if
that.
you're lucky that you're ordered to check after it's stopped.
All right.
Fair.
So, Breezy, it takes a lot of time to teach people how to utilize that, but after a while and after answering what is a barrage of questions from the tech priest, you finally explain to them how to essentially access that network. It's going to take far more time to teach them how to use it properly or how to use it effectively.
Hey, wake
but
up.
more or less they can at least access it. Yep, I understand. So, which brings us back to Emmy and Gums. Round 1, fight.
Wait. Can I also do one more thing?
Oh no.
Sure.
I want to train with Emmy in our downtime.
Train with
Emmy has to
Emmy.
agree with that first.
That's
When you say trade,
Stop, Tiger.
Prepare her for the fight with Gums.
Okay.
That she's going
Is
to be
that
using melee weapons with.
okay, so that. All right. I was going to say because like if you're going to teach her how to cook, that's something completely different.
No, fight, not cook. I don't fucking know how to cook.
That's true. You don't.
I know
Gums
how
is the
to
only
make
one that
servitors
does.
cook. I can ask the servitors.
All right. So let's see. This is just going to be kind of a generalized roll. So just both of you give me weapon skill check.
I will laugh so hard if Gums manages
Oh,
to somehow
I'ma
beat
cry.
Killjoy.
Weapon
not gonna
skill?
cry. Yep, weapon skill.
Wait, why is Breezy getting into this?
Gee, why is Breezy getting into this?
Well, Breezy actually is probably one of the best weapon skilled experts in the entire party, but
Why did I do
None of
bad? Hello? Do I need to reroll?
I would use
No,
it.
refresh?
wait
I
to
wouldn't-
Gums for Gums to roll.
Yeah. He's
Before
gonna get like a
It's a 1.
positive 4.2. And I'm like, fuck!
You know,
Like
he
a
probably
negative
has.
2.0.
I don't
You
think
have
he could
8
physically
points.
get 4.2.
Watch,
I mean, I
he'll
think-
get negative 2.0. No, lose. Just for that.
Come on, Gums, roll. I want to.
no, Gums isn't here yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Gums.
All right. So between the two of you, it doesn't really. You don't really feel like Emmy is like in the fight, so to speak. Her mind is somewhere else. She kind of
worried about this cooking portion, not gonna lie.
Yeah. She kind of just like is distracted. Mind's not on the battle at all. You basically, you serve nothing more than a practice dummy.
That's normal.
Yeah.
I'm going to spread the butter with my sword.
Excuse me?
We're gonna fucking Karate Kid this shit.
Okay.
What?
So
don't worry about it.
Kaladin seems to be like trying to get you to actually do finesse style movements, and it's a very confusing metaphor of choreography. Almost, it's kind of weird. But essentially, it finally comes up to the time when Emmy and Gums are to do battle in the kitchen. As per your agreement, you're both presented with bland protein slabs,
Great.
carbohydrate wafers, and water. And with
I feel
these,
like I feel like I'm in an episode of Chopped.
With these powers combined,
Yeah, this is Chopped.
there
This is
there
politically
is
Chopped
a
right now.
a small assortment of salts and somewhat and like pepper and a couple of oils that are used for mostly just the lubrication of the pan so that the protein slabs don't stick to the pan.
Lubrication.
So it's not cooking oil.
Get your fucking mind out of the gutter.
Lubrication.
Fucking damn it. There's not a whole lot there, but this is what you have to work with. Who would like to be the judge for this?
Kaladin.
Kaladin?
I need to be impartial.
How would we pick somebody who's obviously not biased?
All right.
You know,
I
the
think we
entire
should
group
all
is
Tiger.
going to be biased.
Tiger.
Achilles be...
Achilles is 6 weeks away.
He has other things better to do.
Achilles is 6 weeks away on the other side of this subsector. However,
I mean,
as his proxy, Tiger is here.
Oh, the Tiger hates Emmy. That's not
No,
fair.
No, he doesn't. Does he?
Do I?
Wait.
Does Tiger hate Emmy?
Do I?
I don't think you do.
I mean, if the sister says
he
it,
has
it
the
must be true.
impression that he does. I mean, you could go to Librick. He would quite literally just
I mean,
give you
to be
statistically
fair-
who's better.
No, to be fair, if Tiger hates Emmy, then he's obviously the least he's obviously the least biased because he doesn't like Gums that much either. So
You know, you could go with the machine who really does not give a fuck about
But Machine
anyone.
does not have taste buds.
Machine does. He's just
He doesn't.
barely
No, he doesn't.
uses
He doesn't
it.
have. Wait, I thought you have a mouth face cover.
Mouthpiece, yeah, but it's not
Oh.
taste buds.
Yeah.
I'd rather
whatever.
have something with taste buds. No offense.
I have taste buds.
do you? Oh.
We'll just stick with
All
Tiger.
right. Tiger, would you? So Maximilian comes up and asks if you would stand judge between a bout between Emmy and
The rattling.
Gums, or excuse me, the rattling. Yeah.
Hold on. Are those his exact words?
Between the sister and the rattling. Yes.
Hold on. No. Does he say about?
Yes.
I would be my interest would be piqued, and I would come. Then I would realize then I'd basically walk into the kitchen. I'd look at both of them, and I'd sigh very loudly.
He
So
would
your
then
interest was peaked, and then you came.
he would then explain that this is the first of two bouts. One in the kitchen, the next on the field of battle.
If you wished to judge a cooking contest, why not ask one of the chefs?
He goes, yeah.
No,
My
I'm
lord.
asking that to not Maximilius. I'm asking that to the sister and to the rat man.
Gums. I mean, they literally don't know who these two are. And
Maximilian would over the shared Vox link. My lord, we don't have any chefs.
Each of the people who cook.
Each of the chapter chefs simply serve for the Astartes they are assigned to.
Plus, the fight comes later.
Hey, Tiger, you can just make your surf do it for you.
No, just,
He doesn't
I
risk
want,
him
I
dying.
want Tiger to do it.
It's Tiger actually going to do it, though.
I want Tiger to do it.
Convince me.
Seduce me.
Seduce me.
That is heretical.
Seduce me.
Heretical.
We should convince him with food. And Gums kind of rubs his palms.
Fine. You know what? Gums, seduce him.
Gums just kind of. He just kind of cocks his head. Gums kind of cocks his head at his sister. Are you gonna cook or what?
Okay, who's saying just for reference?
So, Tiger, will you stand judge over a bout between the sister and the ratling?
Fine.
Very well.
Killjoy. Tiger is the regular watching Killjoy is the rat.
All right then. There we go. All right.
Both of them burn fates just to compete against one another.
Hold on. Because the thing is that there is no such thing as a cooking skill. We made one up for Gums.
There is a cooking skill.
Survival. Yeah.
Oh, it's a trade skill. Gotcha.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
trade skill.
It's a trade skill.
It's a trade or survival.
You make nothing of Gums. What?
Wait, what?
Survival is technically fucking cooking.
All right.
So agility, most likely.
No, it's intelligence.
I mean, you can switch it.
I know.
No.
Oh, intelligence.
Yeah,
All right.
cooking is based.
It's intelligence.
My bad.
Yeah, it's intelligence. So, Emmy, what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to roll an intelligence check, minus 15. Gums, I would like for you to roll your cooking skill, please.
No modifiers.
No modifiers.
Cringe.
Oh, God. So,
Reroll.
you can spend a fate point if you wish.
I'm gonna spend a fate
I'm spending a
point.
fate point.
Okay.
Wait, let me take it off.
Watch it reverse here.
What?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Why?
Come on,
Can I
Killjoy.
retract my fate point?
No, you have already elected to do it.
God,
I'm sorry,
fuck.
you have to use it now.
God, fuck.
You have a better chance of succeeding now.
Alright, I'll take it.
All right. Okay.
Why?
So,
I'll take it.
in a bout between the kitchen, Gums, without your trickery of spices that you have locked away in your backpack,
Can I roll
and
to cheat?
no, it's too late, sir. You should have told me. You should have told me before.
He looks over. Wait, I need to cheat. Wait, the timer's up.
You're welcome, Tiger.
By the time he realizes he needs to cheat, the timer is already at 0.
White literally put in front of me a platter of what is not even food anymore.
You basically.
You elected for it.
You said you look before you and you have protein slab, unseasoned, uncured, just protein slab, a wafer of basically complex carbohydrates, and water, and then you have some salt and some pepper, and you're just like, the fuck do I do with this? And in a
cringes.
Yeah, in a panic, you basically just throw everything together and you kind of like make this goulash sort of deal. And you like it's basically just like almost like part stew, part like slop. and you're like, you just throw some fucking salt and some pepper, and they're like, okay, this has to be good, right? It has to be better than just all of them separately, right?
Well,
Okay.
Gomez dips his finger to taste his own creations.
It's not good. It's not good at all.
You don't have the time or
Yeah.
the resources to remake it.
Yeah, you've added too much.
Remade it once.
You bought it. You added too much salt, so you try to add pepper to balance it out, and it didn't work out.
Amy just hands him the normal just protein slab.
And that's it.
Yeah.
It's better.
So in
Like, Killjoy just does the bare minimum. It's like, here, this is cooked.
yeah,
meat.
so in the complete opposite, in a very like almost in the very Spartan style, she has basically just kind of a little bit overcooked the meat or the protein. Excuse me. She's a little bit overcooked the meat, and she attempted to throw a little bit of salt on the carbohydrate wafer. So it didn't really work out too bad. But basically, what she's done is she just put everything separate as it would have been served usually. So it's just kind of like a not as good, but not that bad version of what was before. And then, Tiger, you're presented with two vastly different meals.
I'm going to take off my helmet, set it on the side, and you can see that he had just a huge amount of scars on his face.
Yeah.
One of his eyes
Beauty.
is, what's it called? Cybernetic. He's
That
gonna
is
pick up a
Seducing the
fork.
judge.
Sexy. I thought we were supposed to seduce the judge, not the judge seduce us.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Seduce the judge. The judge
Alright,
seduces you.
You quiet.
Aw,
Anyway.
Tiger's getting all embarrassed.
Shush you.
It's okay.
Bad.
Aw.
Bad. Bad.
You know Killjoy does not care.
Bad Killjoy.
Paladin's just crying in the corner, like, why did she talk to me like that?
So anyway.
Oh my
After I
gosh.
take a bite of the both, I look up at them. I tell you, so what we have here is a plate filled with overcooked meat, a bunch of spices just plowed on, and another one where it's basically what I would have gotten from my serfs, except slightly less well done.
Pretty much.
You understand you are trying to win this, correct?
Tiger, you said you already ate
Oh my
it.
gosh, he just burns them.
Wait,
Can someone
isn't that a
remind me,
line
were you
straight
trying
from
to make the
Master
worst or
Chef?
the best meal?
Is this straight from Master Chef?
Tiger, did you say you already ate it?
He took a bite of
I
each.
took a bite of each, yes.
Over the Vox, Reclusiok, I see you have taken a abnormal amount of piperin in your system. Recommending you do something about this.
Sodium.
It's okay, I am about to smack whoever did this to me.
I recommend whichever servant has done it that you reprimand them immediately. This goes
Oh, I
against your
will.
natural
Don't
diet.
worry. Do not worry. I am already on it.
I've already
By the
told
way,
you
you
about
guys
your...
can hear my side of the conversation because of y'all.
Yeah, because your helmet's on.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So,
Lieber's just gonna have
With
what his
his
server
scarred up
bring over.
face.
Valerius is going to walk in. For those of you who don't remember, Valerius is the Phalanx champion, a member of Tiger's squad. And he looks over. He looks at both meals. He looks at both meals. And he goes, "Oh, Reclusiok. I see that you have a meal there." He takes one of the meals.
Which
It is
one, though? That is the
going to
question.
be. Hold on.
Which?
Because he doesn't have a clue what's going on. Oh great, he takes gums. Fucking damn it.
So
He goes,
gums,
"Oh, it's a new meal. This is interesting." And he takes a bite.
gums.
Oh
I
my
think
god!
Daddy
Oh
So-
wait, sorry, wait. I'm sorry. He goes, "Oh, by the throat!" Takes the entire meal and just throws it against the wall. Who is responsible for this?
Gum.
Gum just shrink.
I
Gum, you just see gum just
I
get
think
lower
it is
and lower
best
and
to
lower
tell
underneath the table.
champion who is responsible for this meal after he has taken out his anger inside of the arena.
Reclusiok, I'm on Valerius' systems, and it seems he has gotten an increase in piperin in his system as well. I recommend as your apothecary that you proceed from your current actions.
I believe I believe somebody is attempting to poison the Astartes upon this vessel.
Do you require me
that
to
must
location?
be it.
Well, I believe I'm about to get an explanation from the Reclusiarch.
People are actually starting to believe that Gums is poisoning Tiger now.
Lieber's just gonna have his servitor roll up with some ice cream and try to present it to the champion so he doesn't murder someone.
Ah, thank you, Mechanicus man.
I don't like these noises.
Wait, you guys got ice cream?
My apologies.
He just comes in, and it's like, see, like, the bout going on, and then realizes Lieber just comes up with ice cream. It's like, wait, what?
My apologies, Captain Astartes. One of the cooking sensors malfunctioned. It had some interesting results. Would you agree, Gums?
Gums is almost unseeable. He's basically in a car wing underneath the table.
He's just behind his comrades right now. Like, he's using them as like a little fence.
Emmy's just gonna kind of
Basically
like.
carring away.
Emmy's just gonna be kind of like looking proud of herself because she knows hers wasn't that bad. She's just gonna nudge. Yeah, Gums. It was totally them and totally not you. It was totally Gums, by the way.
Suggest we take the servitors offline and allow the serfs to continue the work. God, that thing almost fucking killed me.
This is great. That reaction is just like, God, you gotta love the NPCs sometimes. You just gotta love them.
So.
So, I believe I do not have to announce the winner now, do I?
Oh no, you fully had to announce the winner.
In the bout between the Ratling and the Sister of Battle, it seems that the Sister has come out on top.
Now watch him win the fucking melee.
That would be hilarious if that happened.
He rolls a 1, she rolls 100, he just fucking throws her through a fucking wall.
No, what he does, he just trips over. Like, he just falls down. Killjoy just trips over her, and she just knocks herself out.
Yeah, he just curls up in a ball, and I'm like, as I lunge, I trip over him.
Just
accidentally stab myself.
knocks herself out.
He's gonna put on his helmet again. He's gonna raise Killjoy's arm lazily and say, "We have a winner." Now onto the sword fight.
And he's just gonna do a little happy dance. Yeah, face fucking rattling. I won.
The bout is not with swords. It is with
prod.
prods. I think
Cattle
you will enjoy.
prods.
It is with thrall prods.
Prods.
In
Do you
this
want-
case, rattling prods.
I'll
Which
judge
set-
this one too.
Since you are the judge, what setting do you want the prod set to?
Full max, please.
Do you want them set to
Just
human
below.
level? You want set to human
set 'em
Grox
just below.
or fucking Crutox?
Set him just below burnt flesh, please.
Ah, yes.
Roger, I'll set it between. I'll set it just below Crutox. And if you don't know what a Crutox is, that thing's basically a fucking mini T-Rex.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. Okay. So,
this is gonna be great.
I'm so
you guys once again find yourselves in the arena of all places. You remember this from the last time that you had two individuals sparring off with each other, which was the Inquisitor versus the Interrogator, which you also think is an Inquisitor, except for some of you. And then, of course, the Inquisitor versus Valerius.
The Inquisitor
Now-
and a mini Inquisitor.
Yes. The stands are filled with a couple, not many, but a couple of the Astartes who know who the Ratling is, all fascinated to see with how badly is the Ratling going to fail. At least this is the unvoxed conversations that can be heard. So,
What's the question? Did Gums' comrades come?
Oh god.
yeah, Gums' comrades will be here because they're usually with him.
At this
Aw.
point, at this point, I might as well just take a penalty to my fellowship if I.
So,
I mean,
they still have to listen to whatever you say to them, but yeah. So, we'll do this in a bout of 3 weapon skill test. Go ahead, each one of you, roll me a weapon skill test.
oh wow.
I'm gonna
Not
be
bad.
fucked here.
Okay. Wow.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
Are you
So,
sure?
Gums, desperate to try to get this over with, you rush forward. However, this is exactly what the Sister of Battle was expecting you to do. Even out of her armor, she is still a very skilled combatant, as she basically uses the prod to slightly move your attack to the side, redirecting all of your momentum to the side, as she then, in a single
Cattle prod.
Yeah, in a single,
Yes!
basically, swipe of her wrist, takes the cattle prod around, and without even facing you, stabs you in the back with it. And a very large jolt, mind you, very large jolt.
And you see Gum just kind of hops and just kind of bats his back.
Kind of like a poodle whenever it has a shot collar on. It gets launched up into the air. He gets launched up into the air ever so slightly as he lets out a porcine squeal. So.
Hello?
Hi.
You cut out their Achilles.
Yeah, you cut out Achilles.
He
lets out a poor what?
Oh, he lets
I
out
heard
a
porcine squeal.
porcine squeal.
I'm
Yes,
giving him a
that was-
gastric pump.
He sounds like a pig.
Wait, who are you giving a gastric pump?
Well, you stopped talking, so that's what it was. I was just giving you a gastric
Oh,
suction.
shut the fuck up, you. Well, the two of you roll me a weapon skill check again, please. Okay.
Ah!
So, arrogance comes before the fall, ladies and gentlemen, as the ratling sees his opening ever so slightly. It's not graceful, and it's not honorable in any way, but with her back still turned, he manages to get just enough reach to basically jab the I was about to say cattle prod. It really is a cattle prod anyway. Anyway, the throw prod into the small of Emmy's back. Emmy.
I would argue that's more painful.
Yes, it is. Because it is a very large and very uncomfortable jolt. And out of your armor, you are not used to receiving that full of a blow.
Not used to pain.
And
I got you.
it this is a deep pain.
Oh.
And you
Is it
almost
a good pain?
It's not a good pain. It's not a good
I like
pain.
how two of us had the same idea.
I
Is it
feel
a
the
good pain?
warmth of attacking me. It is a good pain.
God of War.
Except for Gums, he just got tased.
I did too.
They both did.
Well,
yes.
That's what you get for tasing a ratling. It's like a small child.
You almost get put down to your knees before you're able to break
but
the.
my 4.2 degrees of success is nothing compared to his like.
I said almost.
He did nothing. He
And
just
you made him
jumped.
squeal like a fucking puppy.
You made the highest Gums got is jumping.
Well, the two of you roll for me again.
He actually jumped, which is a lot for him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. Gums.
Oh, he really needs a 1.
Come on, Gums.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. The anger that seethed through you, Emmy, is what basically allows you to basically not only knock him off his feet, but then
I'm gonna punt him across the
use the
Please
product.
punt him.
use the prod as almost like a sword and jab it down into his chest. Which also means he can't evade it. To which it basically sits there and electrocutes him for a good couple of seconds before you basically kick him out of the ring.
Wow.
You hear Grums just go as he then falls up to the ground.
That's an awful sound.
Yes, it
That's
is.
a terrible sound.
That's an awful
It's an
noise.
awful sound that he makes.
This is such a fucking.
Is the rat alive?
Yes.
Gum just
Charred but
twitching on the
alive.
ground.
What if I would feel so bad if Emmy accidentally killed Gums at that moment.
Oh no. These are non-lethal weapons.
I thank God.
They're
Painful.
not fun, but they're non-lethal.
You mean
Yeah.
less
You,
than
you would have just injured him really badly.
Yeah. He's a little toasty. But
He'll have
otherwise he's
muscle
fine.
for
Gum
the
is
next
definitely
week, but
twitching
that's
on
not
the
your
ground
problem.
though.
Emmy's
Kind
gonna.
of surprised y'all.
Say again, Exorcist.
Keith pipes up. Kind of surprised y'all didn't go for shock balls instead.
Shock moles.
Shock balls.
Yes.
Well,
shock balls.
I would
These
have
are just
killed
more.
him.
I would have
You
killed
know
him.
the thing.
In Arbides taser stick.
The ones that you
Taser
beat
club,
and
Yeah, it's a taser club. Taser mace.
imagine
So basically, it's a full-on
bashing on you with a
maul that also
baton
tases
and
the
then, like,
fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're fun.
So
You're not
now basically Emmy is just gonna walk over back to Gums, and then looks down at him. So maybe think next time before you try to disrespect a sister of battle. And she's gonna
Gums can't even
smile.
Gums can't even offer a response. Just twitching on the ground because of the electricity running through him at this moment.
Alright, Emmy's also just not gonna pick up Gums and take him to the infirmary.
You think he would have learned last time he got something etched into his skin than to disrespect his sister.
A little bit. But Emmy's gonna be nice and take him to the infirmary.
You'll still try to steal from the next sister that's paying attention.
Meanwhile, back at the apothecary, you get a pink chime at the door as Emmy, the sister of battle, comes carrying Gums, the rat.
The worst part is he had no idea what's coming on because they had it implanted both their armor and neither of them were wearing it.
That's true. You do have a full idea of what's going on right now.
I mean, wait, don't you have... No, he wasn't wearing armor.
Oh, that's true. He
No,
wasn't wearing the
wearing
armor. That's right.
No one was wearing armor.
Nope.
I'm gonna kind of look at them, and good look over him. Is like, does he really need to be treated?
He has quite a few burns on him.
Just rub some aloe vera on it. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna take him over. I'm gonna guide you to like a not even a med bed, just a table, like a cold. I'm just gonna push some notes out of the way, like some files, just push them to the side a little bit. I was gonna point at you to put them on the table.
Emmy's gonna just put him on the table, make sure not to spill anything or mix up his papers.
Yep. I'm gonna go over and unknown to be known to you, even I can't give a proper name for it because I'd have to search it up more. But I'm just gonna grab some kind of like unknown goo and kind of just just rub it on him in the burn points.
Would be it.
I don't like that.
You know,
You don't like Medipaste?
It's kind of like yeah, it's like Medipaste. You know, it's kind of just some goo. Kind of smells good. You know.
Smells like lavender.
Like a little lavender, and then it's like lavender dipped in like just all kinds of chemical agents. You know.
Lavender and lime.
Yeah, so it's kind of a good smell. I'm just gonna rub it on the burn points.
It's a nice smell, but probably not a smell you'd want to regularly smell.
Is he still conscious?
He should be.
No.
No? Oh.
Shouldn't.
Well, that's
Am I
awesome.
unconscious?
I would
Achilles?
assume so. You got tased.
He's
the
still
shit outta
conscious.
ya.
Yeah, he's still
Oh.
conscious, but I mean, he's hurt. He hurts a little bit, but
I
he's
mean,
still
he's
conscious.
gonna speak up a little bit. Sir, can I have some of that? I've also been struck once.
I'm gonna kind of like point her towards the bottle.
Alright. Emmy's gonna go put some on her back.
Okay.
By the way, I'm gonna walk by with a bottle of regular human ale, and I'm gonna hand it to Emmy and say, "To the winner goes alcohol and bragging rights."
Hey! In your face, Ratlin. Does Emmy drink?
Yeah. Technically,
Did you
you've
join
already,
an
you've
order
already,
that
Oh
simply
yeah, no,
says you
I've been
can't
drunk
drink?
several times.
yeah, then you drink. Hello.
Now.
Yeah, Emmy's just gonna cheers him, and I'll offer him the first sip first.
Oh, don't worry. That can't touch me. I have Fenrisian ale in my room.
Well, you could still have some, sir.
Isn't Parisian ale actually stupidly like gutter swill fucking
It's
alcohol
poison.
levels?
It's
It's poisonous.
It is, yes, poison.
It's to the point of poison.
If it's in the same room as fire, the room explodes.
The way that Astartes get drunk isn't really getting drunk because the body will siphon out. It's basically just getting them poisoned.
before your implants will start to filter out the poison. Yeah.
That is just lol.
Alrighty. So that finishes up the second 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks are spent with you guys working with Libricht on your new weapons. For those of you who wish, I have posted in our chat, in the Roll20 chat, the stats for the replacement for your las rifle. Keep in mind, if you should lose your Volkite charger, there is no replacement. This is not the standard equipment. This is the equipment that you may get if you wish to replace it. If you lose it,
Gone.
It's gone for good, and you go back to your las rifle or whatever your standard equipment is. Yeah, there you go.
What's the village?
If you score at least 1 wound on your target, you roll... No, it's not for every. It's just for the first. When you score 1 wound on your target on your roll, on your damage roll, you roll another damage.
Oh boy.
Are you using these rules from Mars?
Yeah, it doesn't stack. It just does it for 1. You basically can roll 2 damages for 1.
Oh, that is dirty. I love it.
But you have to realize it has third of the range of a las gun.
Yeah, I mean, my character, I have a grenade launcher that's 40 meters. I'm kind of close range fighter.
Yeah.
I can use both. Ha!
I can too. I don't get why you.
No,
doesn't use that,
I'm not
does
trading
she?
in my standard issue.
You're
because
offered
I
it if you would like.
Nah, I'm good. I like my flamer.
Not unless I can Volkite up my weapons.
Thank you, though.
Volkite is not like a condition that you can make weapons, not like plasma. At least not like Vice did to your plasma sword, essentially. But you can have a Volkite charger if you wish. Everybody is offered one. The only people who can't wield it are Astartes because your hands are too big.
Big hands.
You had to get the special Volkite weapons, which they probably didn't just hand us.
No, they.
Achilles,
not,
I have a
Those
Yes.
are those they don't make more of anymore.
Correct.
If I requisition a charger, is mine sanctified?
No.
Damn, I'll have to go.
These are
get that
weapon.
done.
Essentially, what you guys are grabbing you're grabbing for yourselves out of the supply that is being sent to that the Unrelenting Fury is bringing back to the Crusade.
Right.
I mean, I will gladly take it.
So there's no way for you to sanctify it.
Myself, I can go pester Hitsune about that.
Unfortunately,
Not
to sanctify a weapon, you must actually have somebody of the Ecclesiarchy. The only person aboard that can probably do that would be Tiger. But I don't actually think he has the ability to sanctify his weapons. You would have to go. You would have to go back to the cathedral to get it sanctified by the deacon there.
Damn. All right, on the to-do list then.
Yep. Now you can keep it for yourself. But yeah, so I just want you guys to understand that if you guys lose these, they're gone for good. You'll have to find out another way to reacquire them.
You're gonna have a bad time.
It's not going to be easy.
All I know is it's an upgrade from our last gun, in my opinion, so I'm taking it.
Yep. And we had to turn in our last gun for it.
No, you can keep the last gun.
The last gun's still part of your standard equipment, so you basically just
Neat.
add this
So I
to
can
it.
mount. Neat.
You just get a new gun.
How much does it weigh? Is my question.
Marcy Wing doesn't actually tell me that.
I mean,
I'd say
probably, for the simplicity, you can just say the same weight as the last
same
gun or
way as the
something.
last gun. Just say the same way as the last gun.
Okay, 4 kilos, got it. And the Serpenza, how much does that weigh? Because I still have that. Same weight as the last pistol?
Yeah, last pistol. Fucking hell, you have 2 Volkite weapons? What the hell?
Yeah, I stole one off of that unconscious guy we found in the apartment blocks after he ran away.
Oh my gosh,
He probably like worked half his life for that.
Yeah, I just
Well,
stole
now
it.
it's not his property anymore. So
It's
he
not
worked
his
half
property. You have lost your property.
Wait. Do we still have that motherfucker on our ship? Did he just?
Oh,
did
no.
we just like abduct him? Is he
No.
ours now?
No.
Well,
Is he ours now?
He's out.
Is he ours now? I'm gonna turn him into a servitor.
Nah, he's a surf man.
We
hops the
abducted
floors.
him.
No,
and
he's
then we
back.
sent
He's
him
back on the planet. Yeah.
Timmy
Did he want to
3.0.
go back on the planet, or did we?
He's back on the
trade
planet
him?
because I said he's on the planet.
Okay.
You guys are not gonna
Sad
have a
face.
fucking slave.
So, yes,
I
we
wasn't
did
gonna
abduct
slave
him, but we had to send him back.
Hey, guys,
Now-
want another comrade?
Who wants the Volkite incinerator?
It's a flamethrower.
Wait. It is not. It is not one. It is.
It's not a flamethrower.
It's a las cannon alternative.
It's like
It
a
is-
think of it like Volkite for Titans.
Yeah, I'll
tanks.
take it.
Do you,
You
have to roll to
can't
hit with
wield it.
Says who?
Says the fucking rules. It's a fucking cannon.
Let me have it.
I'm kidding.
If
I'm
it's,
just
if
kidding.
it's a
Incinerator.
cannon,
Oh, boy.
we should probably give it to Frank.
Volkite incinerators are what you guys saw on the
Alright.
on the
I gotta go.
Sky Fortress. Bye.
I'll be back on.
See ya.
Sorry. Goodbye.
I mean, I wouldn't. If I got one, I wouldn't theoretically.
User
How do
disconnected
you
from your
say,
channel.
use it? I'd wait till I got a gun server and then put it on him.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming you wouldn't let me do that.
No.
That face. I gotta go steal one now.
You're just gonna take it off the Sky Fortress and like try to carry it
Think
around.
I fucking won't? You think you won't just see Liebrecht hanging out from below the Sky Fortress taking off Volkite weapons?
So this is a ranged weapon that has the prisoned quality. This weapon may not. May not. Enemies damaged by this attack must make a challenging toughness test, or die like a bitch. It literally
Not
says
even a
that.
heavy weapon. That's the surprising. But that's blast. Like you basically hit them with the incinerator for that.
Yeah.
Honestly, that might be a good weapon for someone that wants something that they could just hit people with, as well as a gun that they could shoot and then hit someone with it.
Yeah. The Volkite Culverin is a better choice.
Oh yeah, the Volkite Culverin is basically a budget fucking sniper,
Las cannon.
Yeah, it's a budget las cannon.
All right. Anyway,
But,
guys.
it's not fun. It's not fun to get shot at with it because it also has deflagate, which means fuck you.
Yeah, and that's a +9 to all his damage too. But yeah, anyway. Alright, so you guys basically spend your time, those of you who wish, are practicing with your new Volkite weapons, which greatly elates you because basically everything they hit turns to ash. Because it's the Martian Death Beam.
Yep.
Death
Yeah,
ray.
they are basically ray guns.
Yep.
And Liebrig is going to walk you, before you even touch it, you're going to spend a full week going through, do not do X, do not do Y. If you do X, you will die. If you do Y, I will kill you.
It's not fun, but once you guys get to actually fire them, you have a great amount of time because basically all your targets keep basically disintegrating.
Basically, you don't want a Volkite weapon to malfunction. You die. You're the one who disintegrates if they malfunction.
As it comes up to the last week, you guys basically starting to get a little stir crazy. Get told that you're about to exit warp, and for all hands to prepare. Wherever you guys are, which most of you are probably in your rooms or trying to, not go crazy from being locked up in a ship for so long, you feel the shudder of the ship as it exits the warp and back into real space. Finally, the shutters over the windows and glass outlooks move away and retract to reveal the all too familiar sights of Orbita. However, very different, because around Orbita is the mighty fleet of the Orbita Crusade, including the Legion Monastery, Orbita Primaris, including the mighty Fortress Monastery of the Second Legion, the Star Fortress known as Olympus. It is parked in orbit, approximately, we'll say probably a little over maybe 2,000 kilometers away from the also equally awe-inspiring sight from this far away, which is the flagship of the Legion and the flagship of the Orbita Crusade, the Emperor's Endowment. And gentlemen, that is where we're going to put a pause for tonight.
Wait, Achilles.
Yes.
I gotta call my man on the slant and see if he has my cybernetic ready.
We'll do that next week.
Oh.
Because there's going to be, if we do that, there's going to be a ton of stuff I have to get ready.
I'm going to attempt to summon a demon real quick.
And we'll have to wait till next week. I know this is a little early, guys, but I wanted us to get through warp travel first, and that way the GMs and I can start preparing what's going to be basically the next chapter. What you guys can do, however, is you can add, let's see, +5 to your logistics in return for completing the story arc. And
I got it.
Let's say
23.
200. Yep. For those guardsmen calculate logistics, which is how they get new requisition.
Oh wait, I can't do it. Rip. Okay.
We should have 23.
Yep. And you can add 200 XP for completing the story arc.
206?
200 XP.
206, please.
200 XP.
Wait. 204.
196.
200 XP.
Achilles,
199.
Can I make an argument to 201 XP?
No. Chat.
Quit antagonizing him. He'll give you a lot.
Is this for last session?
He's not wrong.
This is for the last session and the completion of the story arc.
Gotcha.
And you said for if we train with the Volkite, we get proficiency with it?
Yes.
Because that's important.
Yes. That is the whole reason why I had 3 weeks of playing with Volkite weapon. The last 3 weeks is playing with Volkite weapons.
Oh, I'm so close to being able to pick up anything and shoot it.
All right, chat. We'll see you guys next week. 4:30
Bye,
is the usual
chat.
time. Bye, chat.
Bye, chat.
Fuck you, Chad.
Welcome.